Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about this right here today, man. Topics of the day, man. What's going on, y'all? Peace and blessings to the tribe. Peace and blessings, man. Y'all know what's going on. I'm Mr. Telescope. Remember they said it, I'll be speaking on it, you know what I'm saying? Now watching Telescope channel. Um, Getting straight off in this thing, man. Just like a little brief before we get into the main topics, which is today we're gonna be talking about um the whole Lil Durk album, that review. Lil Durk and Kodak actually came out with an album on the same day, and they on the same tour. So that seems strategic and plotted out. Also, it was a lot of mentions. It was a lot of mentioning of T Grizzly in the album. I believe he was actually on a song as well. I believe he was on one of the songs. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of mentioning of T Grizzly and not just knowing that T Grizzly is on the tour as well, knowing that Kodak, game with T Grizzly and stuff like that on the YouTube video gaming side of the game. And now they're making music together. It seems like it's gonna be something that's gonna be profitable. It seems like a power move. They're trying to, make a force. So we're gonna get off into that. I want y'all to drop y'all opinions and stuff like that. I'm gonna put the let me actually drop the let me drop the link. Put the link in the live chat so y'all can go ahead and y'all can click that link if y'all got any input on this. But right now, with no further ado, um, we're gonna actually talk about these orcas. So what they're saying is that researchers are debating right now on why orcas are attacking and sinking boats. This is actually just a side topic, a little briefer for us to get into, just before we actually get into our main topic. Um, yeah, so I'm actually gonna jump straight off into this. Let's go. Let's get it.
Killer whales have been doing something really.
And I believe that this content comes from NBC. So salute to NBC now for the content and the updates. They always forever giving us new news. So salute to them, man. The hard work that they do. YouTube, this is gonna be for fair use to educational purposes. So I can build some context for the viewers. So let's get it to it, y'all. Remember, man, they said it. Now we speaking on it. I'm Mr. Telescope, and you are now watching Telescope Channel.
Weird over the past few years. They are attacking and even sometimes sinking boats. And the most recent incident happened about 3 weeks ago. This was off the coast of Spain, where 3 orcas hit a sailing yacht. They sunk it, and researchers don't really know why this is happening.
Yo, them things are pretty close. And one thing also, another thing about orcas that people don't really know, orcas are like some of the most vicious predators of the sea. They actually run away, sharks and stuff like that or whatever. So like they're very dangerous. It's not just Shamu. They're not just as friendly as Shamu. So let's continue to watch. Let's go.
Happening, but there's some speculation that this could be, and get this, a series of coordinated attacks. It sounds so bizarre when you hear it. But joining us now is Jeff Corwin, a biologist and host of Ocean Treks with Jeff Corwin. Jeff,
they said that the attacks are coordinated. Dang, so orcas are really smart and strategic.
So 15 of these incidents between orcas and boats off the Iberian coast in 2020. Is that a lot? How uncommon is it for orcas to come across and interact with boats this way?
Gotti, I'd say this is some pretty extraordinary orca behavior. These are incredibly intelligent creatures. They learn, they adapt, they discover, and they change their behaviors. They also have all the emotions that human beings would have. They have joy, they have.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting knowing that. See, I didn't know this much about orcas. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. Knowing that they have the same emotions as humans, that's very unique and interesting as well. Most animals don't have that. All right, let's go.
They have fear, they have malevolence. They're incredibly complex social creatures. And in this case, Gotti, is what we're seeing is a very novel learned behavior. But the question is, why are they attacking these ships, these sailing vessels?
And I mean, when you start thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. I'm seeing this one right here. Let's watch this real quick.
Here's a life hack.
Salute to Good Morning America for this content.
While you're physically at work, you can be
Let's do a little fair use and educational purposes. Play this little clip.
somewhere else
A little bit of it.
entirely. So grab a
When we get to the top.
refreshing summer.
Oh, Shannon Sharpe and Kwame Brown been going back and forth, and this has really been something that really kind of like broke the internet maybe 1 or 2 days ago, and I seen it. I watched a little bit of it. I mean, I must say, man, honestly, in this case, I can't even really side with anybody, Kwame Brown nor Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe did make some points, and Kwame Brown made a lot of very funny and valid points. So I couldn't really side with nobody on this one, but we're gonna watch a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna get into that Kwame Brown situation, and also we're gonna talk about, did MoneyBagg Yo actually push his album back because Kodak and Lil Durk, dropped that album on the same day. Both of them boys dropped 21 songs. I don't know if Durk was on Kodak's album, but I know Kodak was on Durk's album, and it was a mention of Kodak on Durk's album outside of him being on the song. So that shows that them boys rock with each other and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about all of that, but let's get into this right here.
And imagine you're at the pool.
Missed this out right quick.
Or literally anywhere else but at work. Sonic Red Bull Summer Edition slush. Sonic.
Now to the killer whales that appear
Boy, Michael Strahan's head look longer than them.
to be targeting boats in Europe, attacking them, and even managing to sink 3. Our foreign correspondent James Longman has the story and what scientists think could be behind it. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. Well, we call them killer whales, even though for the most part they're pretty harmless. But there have now been a series of orca attacks on boats in European waters. And they seem to be learning this aggressive behavior from one whale. Popularly known as killer whales, have scientists and sailors on high alert.
Banging on our boat.
They may just be playing with us. For sure they're gonna.
Yeah, you hear me say they may just be playing with us. For sure, they are going to damage the boat. They are not playing with you, sir.
That sound, a pod of whales ramming into a yacht. Starting in 2020, a series of increasingly aggressive encounters off the Iberian coast has left scores of boats damaged. 3 of them sunk to the ocean floor. You're looking at the last moments this Swiss luxury sailboat saw the surface. Just this month, the vessel was battered by a pod of killer whales in the Strait of Gibraltar. With the ship taking on heavy water, the crew called for help and abandoned ship. Marines.
Yo, these whales are not playing. Yo, they sinking shit. They sinking shit.
Scientists in Spain studying the phenomenon and now suggesting it could be a response to trauma, a kind of killer whale revenge for pain suffered from a collision with a boat or getting wounded by commercial fishing lines.
Every day.
Oh, that make a lot of sense. That's wild though, man. So, just before we get into that, let me show this right here, man. Salute the Chick Smooth, man. Y'all already know I'm subbed up already, and I got my notification bells going. So, salute the Chick Smooth. So, y'all remember we did the show yesterday. We did the show the other night, and we spoke on how Joe Budden and Queen's Flip was going at it or whatever. And I was saying, like, how just to be working in an environment with Joe, man, it must be tough. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad, toxic work environment. You know what I'm saying? Just because of Joe's character and what he's shown us over the course of the years, and pretty much how he's dealt with his employees. So for him to mention, for Queen's Flip to say, "Oh, don't mention contracts," and blase, that kind of like led me to believe that he won't be there that long. And long behold, 2 days later, a day later, Queen's Flip quits. After Joe Budden jokingly retracts contract and replaces him with Shampoo. Okay, so they're saying that Queen's Flip quit the Joe Budden podcast, which I'm not surprised. Like I said, Queen's Flip should have stayed on Flip the Script. You know what I'm saying? He should have kept that going. Joe is like kind of like, if anything, leeching or juicing off of his way of his podcast, because once Rory and Maul left, the Joe show kind of like slowed up a little bit. That's why I think everybody was like, damn, how the hell Joe had the #1 podcast? I think that's why everybody was asking that. Now we're gonna play a little bit of this Chick Smooth or whatever. And I like Joe. Joe gives out good commentary. I believe he's always on topic and stuff like that. It's just that it was just something that was there that wasn't hitting. As much as it was hitting before, and also after once Queen's Flip came to the panel. Now I can't admit that it was way more interesting to watch Joe Budden and Queen's Flip versus to watch Joe Budden by himself or versus Joe Budden, Rory and Mal. It was way more interesting to watch Queen's Flip and Joe Budden because I think that transparency from the streets and like just that brutal honestness that Queen's Flip is going to give, I think that accommodates Joe's personality as well, because he's more laid back. Even though he brutally honest too, he's more laid back with it. Queen's Flip is a bit more uppity. So one moment. Okay, so with no further ado, we're gonna play a little bit of this content. Salute the Chick Smooth, man. So normally he gives the rundown, but we're gonna just react to it.
Yeah, no Chick Smooth in here, right? So whatever you say,
you know, Chick gonna have everything up there.
Whatever you say.
Everybody, calm down, breathe. It's okay. Take a deep breath in, out. How long have we been doing this for? It's been 2+ years. You guys can't keep letting podcasts troll you guys. Now today, Queen's Flip went on his Twitter account and tweeted, "I quit." A lot of fans were concerned. People started blowing me up. Chigs, what is this?
Now, see, I knew that this was gonna come. It was only a matter of time that this was gonna happen. And primarily the reason why I believe that this happened is, like I said, working with Joe is probably hard as hell. He's a toxic person, man. Like probably not even on purpose, not even purposely, just by default. This is somebody that, allegedly went through a lot of breakups that was publicized. He's been in the limelight for a very, very long time. That in itself can do a lot to you. All of his downfalls, whether it's been, his alleged drug abuse or drug issues and stuff like that, to him, losing the job or gaining a job, you know what I'm saying? When he worked on Complex or the Migos issues, like his whole life has really been in the limelight. So that can take a toll on a person mentally, with everybody, constantly judging you. And also it kind of makes a person feel somewhat to a certain degree entitled. It makes them feel larger than life, right? You're already doing the drugs, you're on the TVs and stuff like that. You feel like the man, your life is literally a movie, so when you get around certain people that just now succumb to fame or just now succumb to a higher tax bracket, you're gonna belittle them. You're gonna look down on them, especially if you're signing their paychecks. You're the one that put them in that position, And in this case, Joe did put Queen's Flip in that position. So he's gonna look down at him in a certain light. He's gonna look at him like, shit, man, I pay you, I sign your checks. I'm the one that write off on that, I know it's because of me that that check getting signed off on, So it is a level of arrogance there, right? And I'm pretty sure we all know that Joe is arrogant.
This mean? Now, not only did Flip tweet, "I quit," he then went on to say, "Shampoo should replace me," and then said, "I'm the voice of chaos. I said what I said." Now,
before we continue, I just want to say, I just said that he's very raw, rugged, and street with it. You know what I'm saying? Brutally honest. Joe's brutally honest as well, but Joe's more laid back and brutally honest. Queen's Flip is more in your face, brutally honest, and that's why I said he accompanied and accommodated Joe's presence and personality. What Joe is lacking, Queen's Flip accommodated for it, and what Queen's Flip probably was lacking as far as knowing when to tone it down a bit, Joe accommodated for it. This is what made them two, a wrecking ball. There was like I would say Jordan and Pimpin. It was pretty good together, I think. For whatever reason this happened, obviously, like I said before, it's a toxic work environment, but for whatever inside reasons that this happened, this was what's going on. I'm pretty sure Chase gonna give us the scoop though. Let's go.
Everybody looking for context. This comes after yesterday's Improper Improv Live with Flip, Joe and Shampoo. During the live, not sure if you guys caught it, but there's a segment where Joe and Flip were discussing contracts. It actually gets pretty awkward because Joe ends up telling Flip, "Thanks for introducing me to your replacement," which he was talking about Shampoo. Here's a clip.
All right, so before they play the clip, I just want to say I kind of do believe that it started a little bit before that. I kind of beg to differ just a little bit because prior to the day before, they mentioned the contracts, right? So this has been something that they've been keep on bringing up, contracts, which is very, very messy, dog, to do that on air, right? You don't want to, what's good, what's going on, Bizzle, what's going on? Okay, for sure, you stand back in the background, for sure. All right, so, just to somewhat to be bringing up contracts on air and whatever, that in itself, that's messy, that's bad business. That's why I say Joe is probably, not a good person you want to work with. But the conversation had that immediately happened because we were actually doing a review on Rick Ross and the DJ Envy thing and how DJ Envy dragged 50 into it. Okay, 50 gets dragged into the beef. Now, Joe Budden is talking about the DJ Envy situation and how 50 got dragged into it. And he asked Queen's Flip his opinion. Queen's Flip didn't want to give his opinion. Okay, I'm guessing it goes from there because he messed with 50 and he messed with Envy. And Joe's like, okay, well, you don't want to give your opinion because they're your friends. How many friends do you have? Who has more friends? You have more friends, or do I have more friends? I think he was trying to like throw a slight, more so to speak, at Queen's Flip just having two major friends in the industry, being DJ Envy and your boy Fifth. Now, fast forward. Now we're in this where they start to argue and rebut each other, and they're going back and forth. He was like, man, Queen's Flip blurted out, man, go ahead, say what you're gonna say. I already know you're gonna bring up the contract. Say what you're gonna say, like that. And then right there at that point, I was like, man, it got to be hard as hell to work with this brother. But let's go. They finna play the clip.
So, I'm just saying, yeah, right now I can start planning some of these Wednesdays out. What happened?
I'm just saying, we you told me make it seasonal.
All right, so when's the season over?
Damn. I don't know. Yeah, soon.
10 episode 13. Like another week or so, 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
2 weeks. You think?
Like 4 weeks.
It's another month.
Probably
it's another month.
15.
Okay. 15.
Did you tell me
an
that?
Interesting order.
Did you change your mind?
Yes, I can't wait for it to be over.
Oh shit, the season is over when they advance.
When they advance what?
Got it.
What do you mean when they advance? Nah, hell no. What advance? What advance? Yo, stop. What advance you talking about? I've been got the advance. I've been worked out the advance.
Say that.
I've been worked out the advance. Yeah.
Your tape.
Hold on, Shampoo. When the season?
Bro, them boys talking in hella cold right now.
This should be over. You feel?
Huh?
It should be seasonal. You said
I think it probably should be seasonal.
That's what you said. Remember you talked to me. You said I'm overworking myself. Remember all that stuff you said? It may not be seasonal though. It may not.
Let's see.
Yeah. Thank you for the advances.
All shit is all.
Damn, bro. Look, that's so awkward, bro. It sounds like them boys like dead ass, like throwing shots and like, they shooting and throwing shots or whatever live on air. But let's go. And whoever, I don't know. I'm not even sure if this was live, but if it wasn't live, and then they still put out this content, there's some dirty bastards, man. Let's get it.
Nah, the readjustment.
Our shit is locked in. Ain't no switching up.
I didn't.
Once we locked in,
I ain't signed the paper. I didn't sign the trailer. I'm not gonna sign the trailer.
But the contract is signed.
I did sign the contract, but I didn't sign the up and coming contract.
We didn't present an up and coming contract.
Yes, make sure you don't present one.
Okay.
Yeah. What you gotta say? What you gotta say, nigga? Talk your shit. Yeah. Stop it.
Damn. Hey, no cap, bro. That's some grimy ass shit to say though. Like that's like he kind of like he taking one of those from what is it called, the 50 laws of power. He taking that rule and just shattering it. That law, don't disrespect the master. Because right now he put him in position. He's the one that put him in position where Joe basically pulled a Corey Holcomb on Flip. What you mean by that, Bizzle? What Corey Holcomb did? You talking about what he did with Zoe? What you mean by that? But for Flip to say don't even present a contract, right? I signed a contract for last season. That's over with. Don't even present a new one. If you got one, don't present it. For him to say that and then live on air, for them to put that out, that just lets you know it's a bad blood. It's a bad relationship. It's a bad relationship there. Yeah, with Zoe. Yeah. See, but look, the thing with Corey Holcomb show is I noticed with Corey Holcomb show, and I like Corey Holcomb, but I noticed that everybody over there kind of somewhat stay in line. You know, and if they do get out of the line, because Corey be like jonesing or whatever, sometimes it seems like he be going a little too far, but you can tell like he be somewhat bullying their ass. Like he be jonesing and like, you know, he'll go a little too far or something like that, and then he don't really, you know, take accountability or admit it. Zoe, I think Zoe kind of got fed up with that. That's why Zoe, you know, they got into the little squabble up there live on camera. Darlene D, you know, D, lovely woman, man, but you know, she gonna stay in her place when it comes to Corey. You know, Marcus is a funny dude. You know, Marcus is funny. The thing about Marcus is I think that Marcus don't stand up for himself as a man. He don't hold his word don't somewhat really hold no weight, and I think that that's why Corey added Craig to the cast. You know what I'm saying? Craig is a bit more, you know, alpha male, manly, and he talk about more shit that, you know, is more relatable. You know, Marcus kind of like a little, you know, not to say a flunky, but you know, Marcus is a little goofy, man. You know what I'm saying? Corey used him as like his stool pigeon or something like that. You know, that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. But let's get back into this review right here, man.
You niggas, what your thought? Yeah, welcome, nigga. I don't suck.
Contract.
I did sign the contract, but I didn't sign the up and coming contract.
We didn't present an up and coming contract.
Yes, to make sure you don't present one.
Okay.
Yeah. What you gotta say? What you gotta say, nigga? Talk your shit. Yeah. Stop it, you niggas. What your thought? Yeah. Welcome, nigga. I don't suck in job, nigga. This is the real me. I only play my position because it's the right position to play in somebody else's shit. But once you give me freedom to talk, nigga, what's up, talk? Yeah.
I will talk and then I will go because your tone has hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
how horrible I was. What about?
Hey, listen, bro. Believe it or not, man. Believe it or not, when Joe said, man, I'm just gonna let you go because your tone is hurting my feelings. Joe was dead ass serious, bro. Joe was dead ass serious. Now, Joe, like I said, Joe can be brutally honest as well, but Joe is just more laid back. Queen's Flip is brutally honest and like more uppity street in your face with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he coming at him like that. Like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all out. He ready to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Now, he did make a reference to saying that he wasn't gonna crash out, but you know how he going right here. I'm not gonna lie, like how he going at him right here on his shit. He letting them know, like, nah, I'm not going for that. Like, I ain't going. No kids.
Welcome, nigga. I don't suck in job, nigga. This is the real me. I only play my position because it's the right position to play in somebody else's shit. But once you give me freedom to talk, nigga, what's up, talk? Yeah.
Damn. Imagine a nigga telling you that.
Your tone has hurt my
feelings. Imagine a nigga telling you that on your platform, dog. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what my boy say? Oh, you right. Just giving a little comparison. Joe a a-hole. Oh, Joe a a-hole to everybody, but Flip is silly. So no one takes Flip serious. True. In a sense. Troy Ave calls Joe Junkie Joe. Yeah, man, I know Troy Ave called Joe Junkie Joe, but that was just like that was on some type of time, I think, to kind of refute what and deflect of what Troy Ave really has going on. You know, as far as when we talk about honor and we talk about on some King Honor shit, as far as we talk about honor, right? Do you think that Troy Ave has any honor? Do you think he's an honorable man? Do you think that he has any morals? You know what I'm saying? Or care about anybody besides himself, right? So anytime Troy Ave is brought up, I always question the man, not more so what he says, but just the man in himself. Like, what do you like? I'm saying, like, what do you do? It ain't even about the money and shit like that. Like, money don't make you, you know what I'm saying, legit or real, so to speak. So they say, right? Money don't make you real. That cliche saying. My thing is like, you know, who have you put in position and fed and like not backstabbed and shit like that, or put in position and just did it just because, you know, out of the love and you ain't want nothing, you're not looking for nothing from it, or like calling back to get something from it, you know what I'm saying? Or even like have you even reached back out to Banger people? You know what I'm saying? From what's being said, like, you know, they don't even mess with dude. So I always question the man when it comes down to, you know, situations and circumstances like that. Even with Gunna, you know, with the whole Gunna situation, and niggas was saying that Gunna was a rat, stuff like that. You got to question the man. If he already done sat up and did the little Crime Stoppers thing, what would make y'all think that he wouldn't do nothing other than what he already done did, right? You know what I'm saying? And niggas coming up with different names for it. It's an Alfred plea and all this. Niggas be so interested just to find out new knowledge and new criminal terminology and shit like that, to the point where they try to act blind, you know, and to me that's blasphemous. But oh, my boy said, what you say, Bizzle? So many people taking the stand nowadays. It's crazy, man. Hey, hold on, man. All that shit, man. That shit wild, man. It's crazy out here. Let's continue, though. Let's continue.
It's how bad I did, how horrible I was. What about my feelings?
In speaking to you, let me just say this really quickly.
What you gonna say, nigga? Talk your shit. Yeah. I'm not stopping you, nigga. What you thought? Yeah. Welcome, nigga. I don't suck in job, nigga. This is the real me. I only play my position because it's the right position to play in somebody else's shit. But once you give me freedom to talk, nigga, what's up? Talk. Yeah.
I will talk and then I will go because your tone has hurt my feelings.
My tone. See, you just cursed me out. It's how bad I did, how horrible I was. What about my feelings?
In speaking to you, let me just say this really quickly.
I think Joe really
in speaking to you, I now understand why the veteran quarterback never wants to mentor the new quarterback to come take his job.
Why?
Because the new guy is coming to take his job. You can't mentor him and help him get better to.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is a fact though. I do think that like Queens Flip is a smart ass nigga. That's why I think that he only signed one contract versus signing, you know, a double contract for like 5 years, a 10-year contract where he just stuck there. You know, he signed a lengthy enough contract to the point where he can do that and get build up a little face and a fan base, a bigger crowd, and he can bounce back and go back to his platform and build up what he has ownership to. Queens Flip. I mean, Flip Script. Initially, and I said this 2 days ago, initially I thought it was a dumb idea that he went to Joe, but now that everything's being explained and he's saying, well, shit, if you got another contract, don't even send it this way because I ain't coming back. You know, when a motherfucker have that type of leverage to talk to you like that on your platform live, I'm guessing this was live because it's like, you know, people was able to access it. You know, if it wasn't live, I'm pretty sure that Joe wouldn't embarrass himself and, you know, put it up like that. But it seems to be live. Also, Queen's Flip just put that I quit. He just tweeted I quit. So, I mean, this is something big right now, you know, and then the whole Shannon, Sharpe, and Kwame Brown thing, we're going to jump into that too right after this. But let's continue to finish this right here.
Replace you.
How you
right? So that makes sense. In this conversation, you have made it clear that I should save my lawyer money and not present a new contract. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate you for introducing me to your replacement. So that's awesome.
Got you.
You have been a good guy. We had a good run. Like we took this thing where it needed to go, and now it's time to clear the way.
Now fans started speculating.
Now I'm not gonna lie, just by him actually putting somebody up that because Queen's Flip is the one that introduced Shampoo to Joe Budden or whatever. So that's why he said, "Thank you for introducing me to your replacement." Now that's not like a slight or anything. You know, now it's playing out like some some No Jumper and you know, Fig Munity type thing going on, you know, with AD and like, you know, once AD left and T-Rug like left as well. Now, I say this. If that dude, if either this was planned out or if this was organic and it just happened and Queen's Flip left, if that dude Shampoo stays, he's an F-boy. You know what I'm saying? Because if my man's is the one that introduced me to you, and then you kicking my man's out the whip, what you gonna do to me? You gonna shoot me in the head and throw my body at the whip too? You can't wait to get on I-95. You know what I'm saying? I-75 to do it. So it just shows, you know what I'm saying, like the morality of the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually gonna run it back just a little bit so y'all can get a little context of what they were saying. And I'm gonna let Chick do his thing. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Chick Smooth, man.
Your tones hurt my feelings.
See, you just cursed me out. It's how bad I did, how horrible I was. What about my feelings?
In speaking to you, let me just say this really quickly. In speaking to you, I now understand why the veteran quarterback never wants to mentor the new quarterback to come take his job.
Why?
Because the new guy is coming to take his job. You can't mentor him and help him get better to replace you.
How you gonna
right?
do it?
So that makes sense. In this conversation, you have made it clear that I should save my lawyer money and not present a new contract. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate you for introducing me to your replacement. So that's awesome. Like,
Gotcha.
you have been a good guy. We had a good run. Like, we took this thing where it needed to go, and now it's time to clear the way.
Now fans started speculating, what does this mean? Is this the end of Improper Improv? Is Flip out of JBP podcast? Now, I don't have any inside information, but if I was a betting man, Flip is not quitting anything. He's not going anywhere. Again, I could be wrong, but...
Okay. So he don't really know, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? And salute, Chig, salute. But at the same, let me share this right quick. Salute to Self-Talk, man. My boy Self-Talk has been doing this thing for a while, man. I'm glad him and Kwame Brown hashed their little thing out or whatever. They once upon a time they had like a little beef, or so to speak, you know what I'm saying? A little rumble in the water. But let me read these comments. Let me see what my boy said. Salute Bizzle, what's going on? You say Sean Poe did his time. Sean Poe did it. Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah, I remember Sean. Yeah, Sean did his time and stood up 8 years for J-Lo and Diddy. Oh, Diddy was with J-Lo when that went down? I didn't know that. Flip show by himself was fire. Yeah, he should have just stayed in his lane. Facts. Yeah, he should have just stayed in his lane, dog. Flip should have just stayed in his lane, bro. I'm not gonna cap. Even with the whole dialogue that they just had, like when he said, "Oh, thank you for introducing, me to pretty much your replacement." That's disrespectful in itself, because not only is you trying to disrespect Queen's Flip, but at the same time you disrespecting this brother like he's a bitch, like he's a, you know what I'm saying, like he's a hoe, a broad. You over here acting like he's an item. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? And if I was the dude, like, man, wait, hold on, bro. Like, you gotta let me make my decisions. Who said I was gonna be his replacement? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, come on now. It's like when you have your side piece and your main, and you got your main thing. Okay, the main thing acting up. Now you finna, you know what I'm saying? You finna move the side piece up to the next level. Like, come on, bro. Now we ain't on that type of time. And Joe Budden really been acting like, remember he came out and said he was bisexual. He really been acting a little, he been acting a little like this lately. You know what I'm saying? But let me turn the camera on, let y'all see what's going on. So Bizzle, you say yeah, Sean. Sean busted Blicky when yeah, I know he got off. I know he let that thing ring. They say Sean busted Blicky for J-Lo. Diddy was a J-Lo. J-Lo stood down and didn't flip on Sean. Okay, that's real. That's real. Hold on, let me post that. If this facts. Let me show that. All right, so let's get into this Kwame Brown thing, man. I don't know what done went. Man, salute to Self-Talk, man. Self-Talk gonna have the update though, man. Y'all go subscribe to Self-Talk, man. Let me sub up right now. Let me sub up. Boom, hit that subscribe. Oh, y'all make sure y'all got it. Look, y'all gotta hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you ain't gonna get no updates. So make sure y'all always hit the notification bell. And y'all make sure y'all like this video. Remember, man, they said it. Now we speaking on it. I am Mr. Telescope, and you are now watching the Telescope channel. So let's get into this news, man. So right now, Kwame Brown he cut Shannon Sharpe the hell out. You know what I'm saying, for calling him a 7-foot former NBA bust. He called him a foreman. He called him a farmer, and he called him a former NBA bust. That's crazy. The wordplay is wild. Let's get it.
I want to show this clip of Shannon Sharpe calling Kwame Brown a 7-foot farmer. Here's the clip right here.
Really, Kwame, of all the people, he should never, ever question anybody's greatness. Because this is what we know. If there's a Mount Rushmore for busts in the NBA history, whether he's the first head, the second head, the third, or the fourth, he's on Mount Rushmore of bust NBA players. There's no question. You were supposed to be an all-time great player. You were supposed to be a superstar. That was the supposed. Not LeBron. LeBron James is everything that people thought he would be and more. I remember I heard him talk when Kobe scored 81. He's talking about he's hitting damn good screens. Really? Dude, you the #1 pick in the draft, and you talking about you setting screens.
Yep.
Just go
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Kwame. You have
Yeah,
plenty of time.
he got his ass right there, though. That boy said, boy, you the #1 pick in the draft. Drafted straight out of high school. You the #1 pick in the draft. You play with Michael Jordan, and you talking about you setting screens? Come on, man. I ain't gonna count. Like, he got him right there.
Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia.
Look. Let me rewind it just a little bit. Look, I really don't got no dog in this fight. You know what I'm saying? I really don't got no dog in this fight. Shannon Sharpe do be cooning. That's another thing about him. And I believe Shannon Sharpe is a little bit like this too. You know what I'm saying? He be cooning a lot, but he does analyze the game very well, both football and basketball. He analyzes the game very well. I must say he does. He gives good commentary, so I got to give him that. That's why he has a job. But Kwame Brown said a whole mouthful. I think Kwame Brown said what your average, person that's walking on the street, your average viewer that's watching the game thinks. And also probably, most of the people that's in the NBA probably think the same thing as Kwame Brown, because, you can't take nothing from him. He still was in the NBA, and he actually did make a major point. And I don't really rock with Kwame Brown all the time, not too much or whatever, as far as like the trade, the code and all the other bullshit that he be talking about that he never did. But he did say he played alongside Kobe, and he said that he played alongside Jordan. So he has the right to talk about, if a player is great or not, right? Right there, he has a point. This is why I said I really don't have no dog in the fight, because I'm not gonna say I don't like neither of the brothers, because I never met them. They both black, melanated brothers. I love them. But as far as like their characteristics and how they carry themselves and some of the things and the antics that they do, I dislike them. So not necessarily them personally, but their antics. But yeah, I dislike them. Let's get it.
Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia. You got plenty of time. You ain't playing no hoops. You have plenty of time. Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia. You got plenty of time. You ain't playing no hoops. In the draft, and you talking about you setting screens.
Yep.
You just go look it up, Kwame. You have plenty of time. Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia. You got plenty of time. You ain't playing no hoops. You should have still been in the NBA. Bro, go at Gilbert Arenas. Go at Stacks and Matt Barnes that's been on your head. LeBron James has never said anything about you. You're a joke. Really. Real talk, you're a joke.
Okay, so Kwame Brown didn't take too kind.
The one thing I don't like, I noticed this as a very young man, as an adolescent. One thing I don't like is when another man break up another man when y'all going through something, right? Oh man, don't make me do you like such and such did you last week, or the old man. Why you picking on me, man? Why you don't go? Yeah, him over there. Why you don't go for him? To me, it always been proven right. It always has and always will, man. To me, that's a mob. That's somebody that's gonna either get knocked out, run out of battle, probably gonna rat on something, tell on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a mob. You're gonna find them in a very compromised situation always, because their personality and you know what I'm saying, who they are. Right? You never mention you as a man, you gotta stand on your own. See, it's different from, I'm not talking about being just a human being. We all humans, right? But as a man, you got to operate different from how a female operate. You know what I'm saying? Unless you'll be considered what we call that, a female dog. We call that. But as a man, you got to operate different. You got to stand on your 10. You got to stand on principles, promises. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty, honor. Morality. You got to stand on some type of. You got to have some type of foundation to stand on. If not, you standing on nothing. Your feet gonna get took from right up under you. You gonna fall face forward on your shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of brothers, and then when you do that, what happens is when you fall you hit your hard head, make it, like my grandma would say, hard head, make it soft ass. When you hit your ass and you bump your head, you know what I'm saying? Now you're looking around like, damn, this somebody else's fault. This his fault. Now you're looking to tell on something. Or, you know what I'm saying? Now you mad at the world or whatever the case may be. My thing has always been like, you stand on your 10. You never look around and be like, okay, well, y'all caught me. Why y'all ain't? What about him? Why y'all let him go? You know what I'm saying? That type of nigga. That's what type of nigga Shannon Sharpe seemed to be, because for him to even mention Stack 5, you ain't cool with Stack 5 like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you bringing up Stack 5 food. Matt Barnes. You know what I'm saying? All this free promotion on ESPN, on Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? The boys ain't paid for that. You don't hang around them boys like that. So you really you know, in your feelings. Last time, you know, Shannon Skip Bayless had you about to cry live. He was crying, about to cry live on TV. You know, big as you is, about to cry emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because he said that you weren't a good player. You know what I'm saying? Skip Bayless, white man sitting across from you, told you weren't a good player. Now you want to get on the nigga ass. That's why I say that he be on some Uncle Tom shit. That's why I don't really deal with Shannon Sharpe like that. You know, but I don't really deal with Kwame Brown as well, because Kwame Brown, in my eyes, you know, is a alleged con artist. You know, I think that it's a lot of things that he promised to the people that was never fulfilled. He has a lot of things he promised to the kids that was never fulfilled. You know, and I think that it's a duty he owed to the people. You know what I'm saying? It's a duty that he owed to the people to actually fulfill that. You know, that those promises, bro. As a man, you know, you say you're gonna do the shoe drive. What happened to you? Did the shoe drive one time? You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember the little roll out, the little roll out slides and blow up slides that you have when you go get the water hose, when you be in the hood and shit, you get the water hose, put the little slide on the grass, the little dirty ass grass in the hood and shit. And then you get the water hose and then put the water hose on the plastic, on the slide, and all the little badass kids come and just slide down the little dirty ass slide. That bitch be so dirty after everything said and done. By the end of the night, we was sliding, bro. We was just kids, you know, we loved it. But see, that's what Kwame Brown had done did for the kids out there. I mean, bro, you was a $multi-million nigga. You know what I'm saying? We was coming up out of the hood, you know, and you played like that. What my boy Bizzle say? True, straight mark. They both have good points. That's what I'm saying. They both, straight mark. I mean, we all know we've been knew Shannon Sharpe was a mark, but yeah, for sure that straight mark. I say, my boy say that's why I respect Sean. Did his time and became a politician in Belize. So, okay, I did not know that. I didn't know that boy a politician out there in Belize. I know he got deported. I did know that. But yeah, man, our boy Shannon Sharpe, man, like he throwing up all of these names and stuff like that to protect another man is looking a little weird. Then you throw up Gilbert name. Come on, you in cahoots with Gilbert? I rock with Gil. I like what Gil represents. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Jim's from Gilbert Arenas. You know what I'm saying? But when did Shannon Sharpe start rocking with Gil? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But let's go, man. I'm just gonna play this, man. You're gonna run it out and get past it. Let's go.
Go ahead, Stacks and Matt Barnes has been on your head. LeBron James has never said anything about you. You're a joke. Really. Real talk, you're a joke.
Okay, so Kwame Brown didn't take too kind of the disrespect that Shannon Sharpe.
Oh, hold on. I think my boy Biz on the back. I'll let you up, brother. Bizzo, what's going on? Shot-Town in the highs, man. What's going on? Shot-Town coming in to represent, man. E Bizzo on the mic. What's up?
Peace, brothers. Man, it's the holiday weekend. I'm off work for the rest of the weekend, so I'm just checking in with you, bro.
Okay, man. You kicking it. You kicking it right now. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I always love your energy, man. One thing I will say this too, man, for anybody that's listening in, man, one thing I respect about you, bro, young brother, that you always say, man, look, I'm going to get off this podcast or whatever, I'm going to eat with my family or whatever, you know.
Yeah, for sure. You got to stay up on that family tip, man. One of the, I hate to quote the brother because I really don't believe in a lot of the things that he promoted to the community. But one of the biggest things that he said in one of his plays and his movies, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with him because everybody is, but the black brother Tyler Perry, who, AKA his other alias, Mud Deer, right? that we all know and grew to love at the same time. But until you find out that it was a man, but you still love the character. But nevertheless, long story long, he always, I remember he said, a family that prays together stays together. You know what I'm saying? And that became a big quote throughout, black households and communities. You know what I'm saying? So, even if it's just my little family that I built, my little tribe, my wife, my kids, you know what I'm saying? We pray together, we eat together, you know what I'm saying? And I think that everybody should do that.
I respect that now, because even from time to time, brother, not to jump, off the subject, but from time to time, my kids, they would bring that up to me from sometimes, like, hey, you remember Daddy? We used to go here and this and that. And I'd be forgetting about it, because I don't even eat meat no more.
Hey, but look, you know what? that's what builds character. That's what and I tell my wife that all the time. It's imperative that we eat together. It's sometimes I don't even like. Sometimes I be mad at you. I don't want to see your face. You be mad at me. You don't want to see mine. But we got a little one. You know what I'm saying? That we got to think about. So like those family dinners. And also statistics show that about 86% of kids that eat with their families together are more successful than kids that just eat in their room, go in their room and eat. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Yeah.
Preach, brother.
And
Preach.
in the video, you playing the video game, and you don't know what they're doing there. They might be playing the video game, doing drugs, acting like they eating. You coming there, the plate still there,
Yeah.
Once these kids get older, once they reach, they easy to watch. When they 4 and 2 years old, you can just put them in a little playpen and just turn on some little bullshit and let them watch it. But when they turn like 14 and 15 and get into high school and temptation by peer pressure and and drugs and stuff like that, sex and being enticed by what their peers are doing, it becomes a problem for the parents, right? Especially if you wasn't already a full-time parent, if you wasn't already engaging with your child, understanding your child. Because that's why a lot of people are passing away nowadays, because some of these people don't engage with their kids. You done raise a whole fucking monster locked up in the closet. Excuse my French. Let me not drop the F-bomb because I don't want to get knocked down. But you don't raise the whole monster, and you don't even know it because you don't know this child, right? This child is and I put in the green in the back for the Mental Health Awareness Month. That's what this is about. May, stuff like that. May is the mental health.
Yes, sir.
But it's imperative that we talk about these conversations, dog. And I'm glad you brought that up. It's always good that you come on and you talk about whatever you want to talk about, because the platform may not just be for me. To talk about these topics. It's for, and I put the open panel because it's for people to come up and vent and express themselves. You don't know who's watching that may be drinking or finna end their life or going through something. So it's good for you can get on this motherfucker crying and nobody not gonna laugh. We're gonna hear you out. You don't gotta show your face or whatever, but I know you do gotta show your face. I know who this is, so he good.
Right.
He's regular. But you do gotta kind of show your face because I done got porn bombed before, so I'm a real content creator now. I done got porn bombed, so I'm good. I'm in. I got my verification check.
Right. You already know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so when you come up on here, you got to show your face or whatever. But anybody's welcome in whatever you want to talk about. I always go ahead.
I meant to tell you that the other night, man. I was at the gig and I had thought about it, and I was like, man, the next time you go live, I'm gonna make sure I tell that young brother, because a lot of times we get caught up. I remember when I was in my 20s and 30s, doing my thing, and a lot of time, like, man, I don't feel like, eating no food, or, with the kids or this and that, even when I wasn't with their mama. But it was still, even if she had made, family dinners or whatever, I just slid through, it was like, what's up, y'all, whatever. And they'd bring that up even till this day. Like, you remember this, when this happened, Dad, and this and that, so that means a lot.
This moment, that's memorable moments. That's something to remember, for the kids, it may seem like, man, well, I'm just, for the kids, it's like, it's something like, it's a magical moment. It's like something they remember. But for you thinking that, like, man, I'm just eating, like, because you done been grown and burdened through life with so much pain. Bill collectors calling you more than the family. You so burdened by the problems in life. Life is, done had its way with you as a grown man, or a grown adult. This goes for the ladies as well, to the point where you think that the simple things don't matter, but to these kids that's learning, they living a new life. Imagine if your life reset. If you had to eat ice cream for the first time again, you're gonna love it. It's gonna taste. You know what I'm saying? But after so many years, when you eat your favorite ice cream again, it don't taste the same. It tastes good. It just don't taste the same as the first time you ate it. You get what I'm saying? So
you going to Six Flags or something like that.
Exactly. So those moments are memorable because it's a fresh life. It's a fresh body. It's a fresh spirit. You know what I'm saying? And I actually was gonna pull that up where it was a brother. He was talking about what is the difference between a soul and a spirit. And how this brother broke that thing down, I'm not gonna lie, man. I wanted to give that to the platform. So I may pull that up later on down the line. But Yeah, I'm gonna continue to play this right here. And I see you say both of those boys had good points. After I play the whole thing in its entirety and build some context, I want you to give your opinion on it and who you think was right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, my fault, man. My fault. I ain't want to take away from the show.
No, you good, brother. You good. You actually said some powerful things. You straight.
Not LeBron. LeBron James is everything that people thought he would be and more. I remember I heard him talk when Kobe scored 81. He's talking about he's hitting damn good screens. Really? Dude, you the number 1 pick in the draft, and you talking about you setting screens.
Yep.
You just go look it up, Kwame. You have plenty of time. Hell, you own your farm down in Georgia. You got plenty of time. You ain't playing no hoops. You should still be in the NBA. Bro, go at Gilbert Arenas. Go at Stacks and Matt Barnes that's been on your head. LeBron James has never said anything about you. You're a joke. Really. Real talk, you're a joke.
Okay, so Kwame Brown didn't take too kind of the disrespect that Shannon Sharpe gave him today, responded to his take on LeBron James. Kwame has said, yo, you could have just said you disagree with my take, but you didn't have to disrespect me. So Kwame Brown went live again and he doubled down on the disrespect towards Shannon Sharpe. And with that being said, you guys need to listen to it because Kwame Brown went off. And yeah, man, he had a lot of words to say to Shannon Sharpe. Let's check out that clip right here. Here's the video.
And salute to Self Talk, man, for this content, brother, man. We appreciate you out here, man. Keep on doing your thing, man. We proud of you, black brother. Let's go.
Who the fuck you think you is? Talking about I'm from the crib. Nigga, I'm not no motherfucking farmer. I don't know who told you I was a farmer, nigga. Don't you ever try to diminish me, nigga. Nigga, I'm a father, you ass nigga. I'm not only a father, nigga, I'm an entrepreneur. Nigga, I own bitch ass nigga. I got a red dope. That mean I own this bitch outright. No mortgage, boy.
That nigga cutting up, eh?
I also own several properties that I let black women and most women rent. Nigga, I'm a mother. I am the job, nigga. Don't you ever, and what's so bad about being a farmer? You 1-bedroom living motherfucker. Didn't you not have a toilet when you raised up, nigga? You forgot where you came from, didn't you? You done forgot where you came from.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy cutting up right now, but I don't know if some of it cap, but he cutting up right now.
Yeah, that's what you did. You done forgot where the fuck you came from, nigga. The fuck you talking about? I'm a farmer. You don't know shit about me. Did you ask me was I a farmer, nigga? I own a tractor, but I ain't no goddamn farmer. But nigga, I'm way more than a farmer. You got a job every day, nigga. You got to get up every day and do what Whitey say. You got to be up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning and have your bitch ass trimmed and prim up there to lie to some people act like you know what the fuck you talking about and you, nigga.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm going to let it play out, but Bizzle, so far, what you thinking, man? What you thinking so far, man?
Man, you know what, man? He remind me of Kwame Brown. Remind me of what's Buddy name? That got punched in the mouth at the.
I said the nigga that he remind you of the nigga that got punched in the mouth. Huh?
No. But what's Buddy name? Buddy name with the beard. The brother that be getting on the sisters a lot of times. Damn, I forget his name.
Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah, Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah. See, so. Let me say this. So you know, Kwame Brown and Tommy Sotomayor for a point in time, they was going at it. I play a little bit of that too. They was going at it. I'm gonna go on my channel as a matter of fact and play some of that. But them boys going at it about who went to talk to each other first and who. Now I must say, initially when I very first got up on Kwame Brown. This is before he had broke the internet and came out and started being a YouTuber and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. When he first broke the internet, but just before he broke the internet, he went on to Tommy's show and he was talking to Tommy and saying how he admired Tommy. He looked up to Tommy and Tommy is what real men stand for. And then just after, they start once he blew up, they started to beef. So him and Tommy was beefing about that, like, bro, you was just on my show, like, you know what I'm saying? Eating up the glizzy. Now you done got like a little YouTube fame. Now you on a campaign to like destroy me. So I mean, them boys was going at it for almost like 2 years, man. They actually got Kwame Brown got Tommy Sotomayor put off of YouTube.
Right. So, but Shannon would be more like a more well-spoken, like a Herschel Walker.
Correct.
He would be like a more well-spoken Herschel Walker.
What do you
You bring up a lot of good points, but it's just sometimes when I think after the Skip Bayless incident with Tom Brady, Skip know he was trolling him. Skip had him too. So that hurt Shannon. You know what I'm saying? It hurt him. Skip know he had him. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them incidents.
I know exactly what video you're talking about. I made a video on that. I know exactly what video.
Yeah. Skip was on some Tom Cruise, you can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. And also for Skip to even sit like, and he was about to cry. He didn't even come at Skip like that. You know what I'm saying? And the funny part about that was you ain't even rebut anything that Skip said, and Skip wasn't even in the NBA. Skip didn't even play like that. You know what I'm saying?
But see, this is another thing too. This is another problem I got with people. Just like me and you, we talk about a lot of geopolitical situations, I think it's a little bit different with us because you more open to that and you more willing to learn. Not that I know everything. You know what I'm saying, brother? I learn from you every time I listen to you. I learn from you, right? But I think people, they could throw that out there and say, well, you didn't never play in the league and this and that. Well, that's 99% of the public. So, where do you draw the line at? Well, you never played in the league and this and that, woo bop the bam. Well, damn, you played sports, didn't you? You feel me?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel with that? Or I'm jumping ahead of the,
Well, I kind of think that in Skip Bayless situation with Shannon Sharpe, in that instance, I kind of believe that he was wrong because you didn't even really play at the level that Shannon Sharpe played at. Shannon Sharpe played at the highest level, but in a sense, I kind of still do stand with what I said in my video, which is I feel as if though he deserved that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if though he deserved that wake up call. Because he always buck dancing, and you know what I'm saying, and just for them to show his that.
You know what it was? You know what it was, brother? And I ain't gonna put your kids' age or nothing out here, but like I always have told my kids, and everybody know that, tune into the broadcast. Like I told my son, that's 25, my daughter who's 20, you're gonna always need to be one step ahead of that other man. And you know who I'm talking about, who that other man is.
Facts.
And that's a fact. And that's coming from your father. You feel me?
Yeah, these are facts. You ain't said nothing wrong. Let me go ahead and continue to play this.
You a football playing punk that don't know shit about basketball, and now you got a check. You a long way away from that elevator that white girl allegedly sets you up in there. Yeah. See, you a company boy. They got your mouth. They got your tongue. When they took your job that time, when they set your dumb ass up in that elevator allegedly, now they got your tongue. So now you'll do anything for a job you love. Don't you ever try to diminish me, nigga. I don't got no motherfucking job, nigga, and my bills paid. Don't you see the light on in this motherfucker, nigga? Don't you?
Hey, look, and we gonna get into this as well. But allegedly, they're saying that Shannon Sharpe just this is just breaking news, as a matter of fact. Maybe like I just seen it uploaded maybe like a day ago, or like the most recent upload I seen was like maybe like 12 seconds ago. So they're saying that his house in LA was he just got licked for 1.2 million. His house just got hit. So we gonna get into that as well. But let's go.
Oh, wow. That's hard to say, man. Damn.
You see the light on, right?
Right after this shit.
And I ain't had a job in years, mother.
Not saying that, this brother had anything obviously to do with it. Kwame Brown on that type of time, but his house just got hit in LA for 1.2 mil, man. That's what they allegedly saying. Let's go.
Nigga, don't you see the light? You see the light on, right? And I ain't had a job in years, motherfucker. So don't you ever think you above me, you ass nigga.
Hey, the link is in the chat, so y'all can.
Ain't that's the goal, nigga, to not work?
Y'all got something to say.
I don't have a job, boy. See, you think you somebody special because you about to fight about LeBron. Nigga, my light's on, and I don't got to get up and go nowhere, nigga.
Okay, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe is probably gonna ignore it. If he doesn't ignore,
all right, man. Self-talk, man. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna share this right here. All right, so NMD Sports, man. Salute to NMD Sports, man. They got the update. They got the drop right now, man. It's 2 seconds of flavor, letting us know what's going on with Shannon Sharpe, house being home invader right now. We're gonna sub up as usual. Y'all make sure y'all hit that notification bell. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I sub up to somebody, I make sure I hit the notification bell. Y'all make sure y'all hit my notification bell. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. If you came in, you watching, make sure you like the video. Show a little love. And also remember, man, they said it. Now we speaking on it. I'm Mr. Telescope, and you are now watching Telescope channel. Hey, Bizzle, you got anything to say about that last video before we get into this one?
No, you know, it's you know, it is what it is. It's the age that we living in, you know. It's social media, so it's right away. So everybody gonna have a comment back and forth. But like I say, they both make good points on different, you know, topics. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
if you had to side with somebody, not being neutral, if you had to side with somebody, who would you side with?
Shit, man.
I put you in a situation there, ain't it?
Damn, you put me on some Noriega drink champs.
Yeah, I put you in the hot seat there.
Shit, I just say both. I can't even. I can't even say.
You can't say both. You got to pick one. You got to pick one, dog. You got to pick one.
I had to slide. I had to go with Kwame.
Kwame on that one. Okay. I probably had to side with Kwame on that one too, man. I can deal with, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody that told a lie, right? Everybody, not even just so much of a lie. You done said you're gonna do something, and you done bit off too much more than you could chew. You got high expectations, right? But you couldn't fulfill them. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say maybe that was a circumstance with him. Now, the buck dancing and the cooning shit is what I can't ignore. When you get in front of the opposition, our counterparts, the Euro, and you buck dancing and, you know, tooting your nose up and bucking your eyes and shit like that, and looking down on another brother just to kind of like, you know, make yourself a little bit more flashy and, you know, shinier than than the brother that's next to you. I can't rock with that. You know, I'm not for the cooning. You feel me? So with Shannon Sharpe, man, you got to go out the door. Feed them to the wolves, man. Feed them to the wolves. But getting on into this next story right here. So they're saying that this brother Haas got hit for, you know, $1.2 million. I mean, if you being from the shy, bro, you know, y'all the king of the back door. So it's like, you being from the shy, like, dude.
Okay, don't say y'all. Don't say y'all.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, close that. We're going to get into that, you know, the little Durk album, as well as the Kodak review on those two albums. And I also want to know,
I will say Kodak Black, he's the new age Lil Wayne of this culture.
Yeah, you believe so? I think that brother might be. I think that brother.
I mean, without question. He's
I think that's probably the perfect comparison.
You feel me?
Yeah, I think that's probably the perfect comparison. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Don't sell your city short, man. Don't cut your city short, because that nigga Durk, you know, and I'm glad you gave Kodak his props, because he dying from where I'm from, and you know, Durk from where you from. So
no, what I'm saying with that is just from a cultural aspect, just overall. I ain't talking about.
I definitely agree with that. I can definitely agree with that comparison. They definitely is like have a lot of similarities. But
Kodak is the Lil Wayne of this generation.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, not going over cities and them, but Kodak is the Lil Wayne of this generation.
Correct. I can agree. I was gonna say, don't cut your city short as well because goddamn Durk, that album I heard like I just like I let one song play and I was like, man, you know, I'm just listen to the whole album because I listened to Kodak whole album. And I let one song play and like dude was going off. I'm talking like different, like that nigga different, you feel me? And as I was listening to the album or whatever, you know, I was like, yo, this shit sound like a movie. This shit sound like Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. You know, it's really on that type of playing field. It sounds like 444. It sounds like it's really it's up there. You know what I'm saying? It sounds
It's
like
just elevated. It's elevated.
like you can see the elevation. Like you can see that he's not stagnant. He's actually, you know, he's climbing to different levels with the music. He's having fun with it. He's putting his pain in it. I heard a skit on there. I believe it's called Physical Therapy. I believe it's called. He has a skit with Alicia Keys is talking, bro. Her voice sounds so beautiful and calming. She's talking to him and she's like, you're the voice in this place. You can just say however you feel. How did you feel when you lost your brother and you lost your best friend, and then 2 months later after that you lost your brother?
You know who Alicia Keys, who she is right now, this modern day age, right? You know who she is, right?
Who you feel like she is? How like
she's the Maya Angelou of this generation.
Mm-hmm. You think she's the Maya Angelou?
Yeah, the Maya Angelou.
Oh, okay. Oh, why
having them interludes and everything. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. I know my shit for sure. Langston Hughes, I be up on all of that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Real talk. I mean, if you think about it, she the Maya Angelou of this generation.
She really is. Like she has that aura. It's something that's about her where she has that aura where it's like it's very captivating. It's on a level of humbling when she speaks. It's very humbling. You know what I'm saying? Like her voice is very humbling. Like she can speak to you and then like make a person calm down or something like that, and make them look within themselves. I think that's a gift. You know, that's a gift to have. But we gonna get into those, bro. We gonna get into those reviews just after we play this. I want to know who the hell robbed this motherfucker and why. What happened? What went down? You know. But I want to also ask you this. I mean, just looking at him like, you know, buff nigga in a sweater like this with the little small necklace. I mean, like, don't he kind of somewhat look like a sweet ass lick? Like, you know, or is it just me?
I mean, you know, them things out in California, they happen so much because it's and then when you talk about 1.2 million, I mean,
that's a lot of money. That mean that bitches had to know what shit was, bro. That's a lot of money, bro.
It's just a lot of California ever since the people look at like the Tory landscape. It's just, I look at LA, you know, I got family members out there. I look at LA and places like Atlanta as hubs for, you know, a lot of people that's trying to move out of cities, like up and coming rappers and different things. And they trying to hit, you know, different licks. So it's like almost like a cesspool. It's almost like a cesspool of just drama. It's just constant drama. You feel me? It's just always drama. Every time you hear something, I mean, you already know about like Chicago, or Philly, or you know, Detroit, or something like that. But it's so many different. How can I say it? So many different groups out there. You don't know who to point the finger to.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get up with you on the back chat too, because I was just talking to this shorty out there in Chicago. She out there in Chicago or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, you might know her or something like that. But she was saying like, you know, she stitch and all of this other stuff like that. So you know, if I send you something, I probably can have you, you know, politic through her as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So what she do for a living?
I'm guessing she like a seamstress. She just like she stitch clothes and you know, yeah, stuff like that. Pretty much on the same type of time I'll be on. But like
man, it's just hard it's hard when you deal with LA, which is a city of when you look at, as they call the city of angels, over 4.5 million people. So many different groups out there. So it's like police chases out there. You know, this is a common thing that happens. So it's hard to kind of say, like, I mean, what's what?
I mean, that too, I can say it may be hard to catch the culprits, but like, you know, even when you look at the Pop Smoke situation, that was the same thing. Like that was more so that was necessarily, it wasn't legally, it wasn't the same thing, because it was more on a more severe level. It was a home invasion versus the average burglary, right? When somebody is home, it's home invasion. When somebody's not home, it's a burglary, right? So it's two different things, but it seems to be like an epidemic out there where people are like breaking into houses and stuff like that. Even I believe not too long ago, T Grizzly house got hit up out there. P&B Rock house got hit up out there just before he got, gunned down. Rich the Kid, his house got hit up. We might actually pull that up. I might look up all of the home invasions. I'm gonna actually pull that up. We're gonna start pulling that up.
This is what I'm saying. When you deal with that out there, those would be in the categories like high in our community. But like Shannon Sharpe, he's a little bit higher than that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's
what
kind
I'm
of
saying.
hard.
They already. That's what I'm saying. That sounds like more so like like somebody that got an inside job, because see, out in LA, right? It's a very different culture. It's a very, very, very different culture. People don't really understand it, but it's a very different culture. When you go out there, right? You might have somebody that's a lawyer. You might have somebody that is, in the judicial system, in the security, in the security business or something like that. And you hire them, and guess what? They 5'5" crib, but they, banging the deuces on Pyru. You just never know. So it's like
you can't trust nobody.
Yeah, and it's really embedded in. It's really, really embedded in their culture. Like they grew up around that. So even if they didn't join it, they might have a cousin that's in it, or they might have a cousin or a friend that's associated with it that's in it, right? And if they dealing with any type of criminal activity, if they get the low or they get the drop on your ass, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's over.
It's a whole nother animal out there. It's like looking at a lion and a hyena, and you know what I'm saying, or looking at a jackal or a rabbit. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother animal. You know what I'm saying? So
I think sometimes we get caught up into thinking, like, when you look at like black culture, like you down in FLA, or
Yeah.
you look at different black cultures around the country, but it's also a lot of mixing as well. It's not so much mixing as once you come up through the Midwest, through Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Detroit, Racine, Wisconsin, up in Chicago. It ain't that much. So your situation gonna be narrowed down. It's gonna be some niggas that's gonna be on your ass. It ain't gonna be no race. It ain't gonna be no mixing. That's just real talk, bro.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's different. And
different.
What you gotta understand is like, and I understood this as the places that I went, right? What you gotta understand is that, like, being at and being from the area that I was from down here, it was like a little bit more faster. So I was like in slow areas, I was able to like pick up stuff like very, very fast, and like pick up different attributes, and also even give other people attributes because they was like slow up on shit. So I would go to like different states or different cities, and what I would understand and learn is that it's a hood everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most of the time, like basic rules kind of like are already in effect. Like basic rules kind of already apply. You should already know this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't go to this nigga corner. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to this nigga corner and you ain't never been there and just start selling a whole pack. You know what I'm saying? You busting down a whole pea and you over here trying to sell it on a nigga corner you never been. Like, just weird. It's just like little small shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, like don't mingle with, like don't bring nobody to your crib and stuff like that. You don't even know these people and stuff like that. We bringing niggas to your crib, especially the girls. Especially girls be on the same type of time, if not more on demon time than guys. Trust me. So like
that's why a lot of stuff that Whack 100 that he would say it's controversial to a lot of people, and a lot of things that Charleston White he says, but a lot of that be the truth. Like you go down to Dallas. Just because I'm up here in the shot, I can't go down to Dallas and slide down there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be plugged in with somebody. You can't just,
it's a fact.
walk into LA.
The whole check-in thing. The check-in thing is bad to a certain degree. Me personally, I would say move how you want for a little while. Like let's say it depends on how long your stay is, right? So if you finna go to another city, like let's say for instance, you're gonna go to California. You're gonna go to California. I say move for how you want for a little while. If you know you're gonna be ducked off, tucked away, you know what I'm saying? Move by yourself for a little while, maybe like a week, depending on how long you're gonna be out there. You know, maybe like a week, 2 weeks. Move by yourself for like and fill out shit like.
Yeah, but ain't no checking in Chicago.
You're not telling nobody what you're driving in. You in a different car or rent a car. You know, you're not telling nobody what you're driving in. You're getting what you got to get and going. You probably not even going out for food. You probably ordering food in, right? They dropping it off at the desk. They're not really seeing your face type thing. If you're moving like that for a little while, 2 weeks, and you still surveillance in the area and like peeping things out or whatever, you should be good. Now, at that point, when you're gonna be staying there, it's gonna be like 2 more weeks. It's gonna turn to a month. You're gonna stay there for 2 months. Now you want to start reaching out and getting resources and people to, you know, watch it back in and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like look, like watch it back and shit like that, pretty much, because you don't want to go nowhere and you don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? You might get flipped. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go somewhere and you don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like you can stay low key for a little while, but then like niggas gonna start to press that. Like niggas gonna like, man, let me see what you want. They want to see what you want. You feel me?
I think the checking in culture is much bigger in LA and on the West Coast. Like
yeah. It's checking in everywhere. It's checking in everywhere. I was just using that for example. It's checking in everywhere. I mean, even sometimes when you come down here to Florida, you gotta check in, especially with the zoos, you gotta check in. You know, depending on where you're going at. Like if you heavily in Miami and it's a bag behind you, you know, and it's something that's worth pressing, like that was a big culture. If you look at I did a live on that joint. You know what I'm saying? That was a really, really big culture. Like Lil Wayne got pressed by the Zoes down here when he didn't want to pay for the feature. He was playing with them boys' money. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like I ain't gonna say the names and all that, whatever. You playing them boys' money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them boys pressed his ass, ran his ass from up out of here for sure.
No, I hear you.
This was after the whole Katrina thing and all that, yeah. But you know, the whole check-in culture, what it is it's just like the gangs, right? It becomes something for the community, right? It starts off as something for the community to help everybody, to benefit everybody, right? To help one another, to help your brother, to help your sister, be your brother's keeper. And then it evolves to be something that's perverse. And then it starts to be something about greed, right? It starts to be about you know, sex, money, you know, and what makes the world turn. You know what I'm saying? What we all love. And that's what happens. You feel me? When you look at how people telling you to check in, first people would say, oh man, you check in, we're gonna give you food, you know, you need to scrap, get you strapped up, give you a place to stay. Hey, look, don't stay in that hotel. Them the oppositions over there, they be doing shit over there like robbing niggas. They do a lot of stings over there. So if you got drugs in your room, anything like that, they gonna sting your room, anything like that. Why they looking for something? You know what I'm saying? So stay over here. It's a better community. Nobody not gonna go through your shit. It lace you up, right? It started off as something like that. Now it's some. Oh man, look, stay over here. Now niggas put you in the wrong area on purpose. You know what I'm saying? The back door is the back door open. You gotta close that back door. That's why we gonna do the little review on Durk album and stuff like that. But I want to finish up this video right here where Shannon Sharpe house get robbed for $1.2 million in LA.
Go ahead, bro. Who in the chat, bro? Ain't nobody in here.
I see somebody look like they joining, and I see just you in the chat. It's just you in the chat. Oh, you see somebody in the chat?
No, I was just asking.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see you in the chat. All right, but yeah, so point blank period, man. I just feel like, man, it's really like an epidemic with this shit going on, you know, in LA, more so to speak. That's how them boys eating. You know what I'm saying? That's how them boys get it off. It's a lot of money in LA when you think about it. Beyonce and Jay-Z just bought a $200 and
$200 million crib out there.
Yeah, $298 million, almost $300 million, and they got a deal on it. Then on top of that, they just broke the record for the second most the second highest sold domestic property. So they got the second highest property sold in the US. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So it's money out there. It's properties and it's money out there. And you know, that shit is just like the hood and the, like poverty and the rich and the poor is like a skip and a hop away over there. You know, you go across the bridge or a hill and you know what I'm saying, you in Beverly Hills. You know, it just came from Compton or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So You know, it's really like, you know, it's kind of they subjected to that, and then like look what they're doing. Look at the money. Look how the money going, right? Not they really get too much into politics right now, but look how the money going. They're giving all of the money to the immigrants, right? The people that's migrating and breaking into the borders, right? But you still have 1,000, almost what, like 50,000. I think the city got like 50,000 homeless people on Skid Row on one street. 50,000 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People staying underground, like Pennywise. You know what I'm saying? On some real Pennywise shit. This is crazy. But at the same time, this is America. You know what I'm saying? So it's the land of the it's the land of the capitalists. You know what I'm saying? And if you can find something like this, if you can find a spray can or something like this and then make it better and perfect it, you know, if you can find even this, if you can find this, a lighter, or even something like you see on people's heads every day, a headset, even glasses. I mean, if you can find something like that and you can perfect it, you can make the world better. You can make your life better. This is what I've been reading, and I continue to read this over and over and over and over and over and over after that. You know, how do successful people think? The moral and the solution that I've come to is that, you know, these people think this way because they continue to think and continue to plot and make something better. You got to continue to think and make shit better. And that's why you see like the wealthy don't stop moving. They don't stop thinking. You know, they barely sleep. You got to think about it. If you actually work a full-time job, you're working 12 hours a day, right? It's 24 hours in a day. If you really gonna make something happen with your life besides be a worker or a dud, right? Then you're gonna have to not get no sleep, right? So if you can't get no sleep, now you're not really thinking properly, right? Your decision making is not properly. We ain't even talking about the shit that happened within the mix of life, child support, where they may be you might get arrested or your bitch cheat, you know, you want to go drink and party, you done tricked off all your money, the kids want something, the birthday, Christmas, the holidays that you celebrate.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's really all a mindful. So you gotta understand where you're gonna put your time, your focus, and your money. Because like I'm looking at this shit right now. I'm looking at the time, bro. Look, I'd have been on here an hour. People just now starting to get in. There's 4 people in here now. People in and out, but you know, and now you on the panel or whatever. So it's really what, 5 people in here. It's an hour and 22 minutes gone. You know what? Time is invested. Right, but time is invested, and I'm imputing this knowledge, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Because I can go back and look at this. Somebody else can go back and follow and look at this. You guys can like this video and share this so somebody can look at this. But that's what it's about. Focusing your time on the right things. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This book right here, this little small ass book right here, it not only changed.
Who was that by? Who was that by right there?
Oh, this book right here, John C. Maxwell. It's called How Do Successful People Think, and it's just like a little guide that like kind of like guide you through to like kind of prioritize your thoughts. Like so, your thoughts may be scattered, right? You may have a perfect idea, but you don't know where to start. And this book kind of just helped me do that or whatever. So salute to John Maxwell for that. And I'm giving you some free promotion, brother. But I must say, like, when I had the time, like, this is my office, this is my thinking space, right? This is where I create, I do my little sewing and making clothes and come up with my designs, and I do my podcasting and stuff like that. And, you know, I also come up with different designs for different ideas for multiple things, such as like, you know, food ideas, right? So I've been thinking about doing something like on the culinary side to add to my business or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to just be clothes. And this is where I come to do it. And I would have probably never had that idea if I didn't have somewhere to just think uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying as well, for the people that, you know, if you're working a full-time job, you're working 12 hours a day, it's 24 hours in a day. You're trying to get 8 hours of sleep. You know, I got to get 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? Some of you motherfuckers calling out. You know what I'm saying? Some of you motherfuckers calling out, missing days, and still not getting nothing done. And the thing is like, you got to try to just be pro-productive. Like if you're around people and they're not doing nothing or doing anything that's not intriguing you, don't be around them. You know what I'm saying? First start with the people that you hang around, the people that you tell your aspirations and your dreams to, the people that you speak to, right? If they don't have the same dreams and aspirations as you, don't be around them because your dreams not gonna go nowhere. They're gonna hate on you. If anything, they're gonna tell you can't do it, or they probably gonna believe that you can't do it. That's just as bad or if not worse. than telling you that you can't do it. Because if you think in your heart that I can't do this and you ain't tell me, that's worse than just saying it out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That means you a snake. You feel me? So first I would say, like, hang around people for success. I would say, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the most successful person, but I'm thinking success. You know what I'm saying? And this
but you are. Let me tell you this, young brother. But you are. And the first reason, it took somebody to tell me that. Some of the older guys, that's why I'm so thankful that I worked with them over the years, right? With me being in my mid-40s. But you are. Just like I was telling you, it's something simple. Just, hey, I'm gonna sit down and eat for a minute. Not to even sit down like, oh man, we're gonna be like the Brady Bunch, we're gonna sit down and eat. No, just from your concept of thinking, just like, hey man, look, I'm gonna take an hour or two one day. I'm gonna get off this website. I ain't about to watch the NBA. I don't care what's going on in the finals or whatever. Woo bop the bam. Just your mindset, brother, is $1 million. Is $1 million, like Gillian say, is $1 million worth of game, bro. Your mindset, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. Your mindset is years ahead of what mine was, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. That'll keep me a little humble. But I do believe that I am successful, right? But my statement is I'm not the most successful, meaning that yes, I do believe that for my age and my mental state, where I'm at financially, I do believe that I am successful, but I'm not content. So I feel like I still move like I don't have anything. I still move as if though I'm just starting off, from scratch. And that's what keeps me driven. That's what keeps me going. And I think that once you start to get content and you get comfortable, that's when you start to lose things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get comfortable, off and kick it up and just chill. God damn, now the lights done turned off in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, the furniture man coming and repouring and taking the furniture from up under your ass like the cartoon. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when they get that last check, you like, God damn.
So yeah, look,
you gotta go ask your uncle, like, damn, can I borrow $5 real quick?
One thing about it, look, the bills are always recurring, right? So it'll never stop. So the goal is to have a recurring income. Invent. That's what I would tell the youth. That, like, if I had to tell the youth anything before I died or I passed away, I would tell the youth to invent, create, make new, don't try to revamp or play off of something, but create something new, make a new invention, right? Something innovative, because once you do that, when you look at people like Amazon, right? Jeff Bezos, when you look at people like Microsoft, Bill Gates, right? These people invented things that we use now, and they have a recurring income, meaning they have money when they're asleep, right? That's the goal. You want to make money when you sleep, because guess what? They plan in your account while you sleep, right? Bills are coming while you sleep. They trying to situate your way. They got a bill coming for your ass tomorrow while you playing. You know what I'm saying? You watch it while you watching.
Yeah.
They got a bill coming for you tomorrow. I'm telling you. So it's about elevating and trying to build recurring income, because the bills are recurring. So you got to make recurring income to support the bills. That's why I won't say don't get no sleep, but take time, prioritize your week. Like, a lot of people don't even barely prioritize their day. So start to prioritize your week. Start to, okay, see what you're gonna do from Monday to Friday, or even just start slow. If you're a busy person or you got a one-track mind, people know themselves. You know who you are. You got a one-track mind, you're always busy, your mind be everywhere or whatever. Start with maybe 3 days, right? Monday to Wednesday, whichever 3 days. These 3 days, this is what I'm doing, right? I'm gonna focus on this. I'm gonna take the time out to relax. I'm gonna give me some rest on this day. I'm just gonna sleep and rest. I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna give me some rest on this day. And then on this day right here, I'm gonna straight go hard and I'm gonna straight grind and stuff like that. Promotion or whatever it is you're doing, whether it's YouTube, whether you're making clothes, selling clothes, whether you're doing the nail thing, whether you're doing a pressure cleaning thing or whatever, you passing out your cars for the pressure cleaning business, landscaping, whatever you're doing, masonry, whatever you're doing, you go hard on that third day, and then you start to open it up. You start to open up that window. So now, instead of 3 days, like, man, this shit going good. I see business picking up, people calling. I got a good outcome from this very quick. I'm gonna open up to 5 days. I'm gonna set it for 5 days now. And then you start to move like that. I mean, that's how I kind of got my life kind of somewhat in order. And to this point where I'm at now. And I've been doing that since I've been about like, 17, 18 years old. I kind of just prioritize my week, what I'm gonna do already. So I already know what I'm finna do. Like it's to the point where I already know what I'm finna do, and I don't deviate from my schedule. If something comes up, then and it got to be very, very important. But if something comes up, I try to fit it in within the schedule. But if something comes up, I just let it be, and I probably schedule it for another time, or you got to reach me at another time or something like that. It got to be really important, like some, like some really, really important. Like you got to be talking about some real, real important money, or the laws got to be on some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I kind of like keep my schedule prioritized, and I think that y'all should do the same, because that's how you know where your time is going. People might call me crazy, right? Me and my wife, this is something that we do too. I done got her up on it, but
why would they call you crazy though?
no, I'm finna tell you why. So this is something that I do, right? It's just something that I do. Every time I try to catch like every number, like most of the time I try to catch every number. I don't know about the people like that. I don't believe in numerology and none of that stuff, but every time I try to catch like the certain numbers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's 222, whether it's 333, it's 555, 1111, stuff like that. 999, 777. When it's those times and I see that on my watch or I see that on my clock or whatever, my phone maybe, I hit me a quick little prayer, I hit me a quick little prayer just for faith. You feel me? I always been that dude, if I always been a person that I always felt blessed, you feel me? Like I could be even by myself, I sneeze. Nobody around to say, oh, bless you. I'm blessed. I sneeze, I'm blessed. I bless myself because I know I'm blessed. I understand my presence of who I am. God made me very special. I know this is just a shell that I'm in, really. My spirit is within, you feel me? And I have a very, very strong connection with the Most High. But for whatever reason, this is what the Most High told me to do. So I always do it, you know what I'm saying? And I've been doing that for maybe about 2 years, a year now. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that. And like a lot of the things that I've been saying, like when I say things, speak things into existence. The tongue is a very powerful thing. My discernment for people who I shouldn't be around has heightened. You know what I'm saying? That level has turned up a little bit more. Yeah.
This is what I wanted to ask you, as far as, because I was in the same spot where you were at, and I ain't trying to take away from your energy, bro. But how does it feel like, even with like family members? Because even I got cousins, well, just one particular cousin, and he all good, but when you not on that level, as far as just wanting to learn and this and that, how do you deal with that?
Oh, you mean when your family isn't on that level?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. More so for me, do you mean because I can answer your question very, very short and sweet. So that's why I'm gonna ask you one question just behind this. Do you mean my immediate family, or do you mean my family that I've created, like my wife and my kids, or do you mean like my immediate
I'm
family?
talking, yeah, your extended family, outside of your wifey and kids.
Yeah, like my grandma, my mama,
Yeah,
my dad.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I always speak up on this all the time. My dad, unfortunately, he's incarcerated, and has always been my throughout the duration of my most of my childhood and adult life. I would say he was more so out during like my teen years, but it was more so like spurs. It was like he'd be out and then be back in, be back out and then be back in. So my dad has always like kind of like more so been incarcerated his whole life, and somewhat more so of my adult and, like I said, childhood life. My mom, she had me at a very young age. So my mom had me at like 14. So she gave me to my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? So my mom has not really never really been in my life like that. I know my mom and stuff like that. I love my mom. But
No, I'm sorry about that, bro.
you good, bro.
I ain't trying to bring that up, bro.
I don't mind talking about this. I always talk about this joint. Like I'm not the type of person, like I don't feel bad for myself. Like my circumstances don't define who I am now. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, like, who I've become and what I went through has made me who I become, and that's a better man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm able to sit here and talk to you, and you can say stuff like, "Dang, bro, like I wasn't really there at that point at your age." You know what I'm saying? When I was your age, when I was bucking wild, you know. So my situations that I've been through or whatever as at a young age kind of like define who I am a little bit to a certain point. But then I had to grow past that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I became a man, and I had to grow. I got on my own and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that like you can't keep that shit on your shoulders. So my grandmother raised me ultimately, just to get down to that. So because I was gonna what I was gonna keep it like short and sweet was meaning like I was just gonna tell you pretty much like, you know, my family, they kind of like they church going people, like they Bible thumping people, like they Christians, you know, go to church. I used to beat the drum. I used to beat the drums in the church. I was like very active in the church. I used to beat the drums in the church. My sisters used to praise dance, like very, very heavily active in the church. Auntie and screaming, speaking in tongues, like, you know, the whole nine. As I grew up, and then like, you know, you only taught what like what you were around, you know, and especially as a child. So as I grew up and I ventured off and I started to read and feed for knowledge for myself as well, you know, it's just like Adam and Eve, you know, you bit the fruit. You know what I'm saying? Once you bit the fruit, you got to get out of the house. It's the same thing. You know, once you get the knowledge and then you feel like you know too much or you grown, you smelling your nuts, you know what I'm saying? You smelling your musk. So they say, you know, in the South. You smelling yourself or whatever, so to speak. Once it becomes that, you know, you realize, you know, you realize that you're naked. You know, once it becomes that, you know, you got to get up out of the crib, and that was my story, you know. So I got up out of the crib pretty early and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? About like 17, I already had.
So that's the same, you know, similar story. When my pops, when I had to let it go for a lot of years. You know, once I started my work career, you know, after he was let out the joint, I started to learn as a man. Like that man, he a same man as, you know, he became a pastor, but I never looked down on him. You know, even when I was getting into the, you know, black knowledge and, you know, our history, you know what I'm saying? So I never looked down on that. I didn't even bring it to him because I already know where we was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be an argument. But I was just respectful of him because he changed his life. Because when he was sitting down there in Stateville and down there in Joliet, you know, and he said he prayed and he had this revelation, you know, that's all I could say. I couldn't say nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I couldn't bring nothing else to my family. I'm like, okay, cool. He ain't trying to read no John Henry Clark or no Dr. Bean, nothing like that. You feel me?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, that's what I was gonna say. Like, was you to make it short and sweet? Was you talking about my immediate family or my whole family? Because my immediate family, meaning like my little tribe, my family, like my wife, my daughter. I teach my daughter this. You know what I'm saying? She's actually named. My daughter's named Egypt, so she's actually named after history. So she gonna already, just because of her name, she gonna want to already like research and find out like knowledge or whatever. She's already smart as hell and curious. My wife, we've been up on this type of time, like, you know, we've been like talking about history, and I give her different knowledge, she'll feed me different knowledge, different stuff, but it be on different spectrums. So she listened to like she'll listen to like about like the religion thing and certain things like that. But she actually grew up in the church like of like Jehovah's Witness. But you know, it came a point in time where like her people didn't like really force her to go to church. So then like religion didn't really. It was more so like if anything, like she was. I'm not gonna say atheist because she probably didn't believe that there wasn't a God, but they wasn't like really like going to church and like in church, like, you know, the Bible and Jesus and all of that stuff. That wasn't like really a thought. Like it was a long time before me and her even spoke about like religion. You know what I'm saying? On some type of time. You know, we was like already married. We was married for like we was already we was already dating for like 2 years, and then we hadn't got married, and then we was married for like 3 years at that time before I even hadn't actually like brought up church or anything. And just recently, so that's like about like 5 years before we even brought up religion. We like she never because how I was living, I wasn't bringing up no damn God and Jesus and stuff like that. I just prayed to myself. I prayed to myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I was always a church going guy. So I hadn't already came to the conclusion that, you know, I came to the conclusion that like, you know, the Old Testament is the key. You feel me? And what had happened is you know,
Yeah, the New Testament is God.
Yeah. What had happened is in the New Testament they remixed it and made a part two, like you know, like rappers do, like they remixed the song, like you know, or made a sequel, and in the sequel they because Jesus was mentioned in the Old Testament as well, but in the sequel they kind of perversed it and made him like God, like him and God was one and all this. You know what I'm saying? So then you know it made him feel it made him feel special, and that's what I feel like. You know, he was I'm not gonna say, well, yeah, he was a man like us. Like, what made him more different than us, right? Um, yes, he was a prophet. Yes, he was a prophet. I believe, but in a lot of these old texts, if you keep on looking around, this is the conclusion that I've come to. If you keep on looking around, whether it's in the Quran, whether it's in Tanakh, you know, in these different Bibles, like the Hindu Bible, they all speak of Jesus. So it's not that he didn't exist; he did exist. They all speak of Jesus. They also say that Jesus was a very prominent name. It was a famous name. But I'm not discrediting him being here. They also they speak of Jesus. But my thing is um when all of them speak of Jesus, they never say that he was God. You know what I'm saying? It only turned into him being God in the New Testament in the Bible. All of these religions are kind of like correlating and saying that there was a Jesus and he was a prophet, right? Yeah, they said that he was a prophet. So
I want you to look up something when you get a chance.
Yeah.
Malik Jabbar, when you get a chance.
Malik Jabbar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'll look it up. I got you.
All right, go ahead though, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, not to too much get off topic or anything like that, you know, the whole religion thing with the family and stuff like that. I do understand why you ask that, because it is sometimes hard to get your family to understand, you know, what you believe in or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it'd be a tear in the family, it'd be a lot of arguments or whatever, debates or whatever going on. You know, you try to have some sinetta at the highs at Thanksgiving with your family, you know, some fists get thrown and shit like that, because, you know, some people really believe in their Bible, and you know, it's just it's a part of the game, man. It's a part of the game, you know. A lot of people don't know how to debate, you know, hold their composure and stuff like that, though. So, you know, it is what it is. Thank God that I'm with somebody that's understanding. We found understanding together. I'm not gonna say we found God together, but yeah, we found understanding together and stuff like that. Yeah, she believe in God, I believe in God and stuff, you know.
It's just where I'm in right now is just we have some similar, you know, attributes, and it's just I'm not knocking you, young brother, because like I say, when I look at Shine Poe, because I know he came out and went through the same circumstances when, you know, he was locked down for J-Lo, and that really changed my life. But not just him, but you know, when he went through his Hebrew stage, I went through my Hebrew stage and this and that, and woo bop the bam. And you know, my daughter, you know, her name is half of her name is the same. My first three initials is her first three initials, and her mama the last three is her initial. We can never change that. You feel me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So and then I raised my son, you know, who was not my biological son, but his father was, you know, locked down in ADX out there in Florence, Colorado. So you know, when you just do those certain things, you don't even think about them from time to time until you run across another young brother like yourself, you know,
That's
and
real.
you speak on it, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's
had a
real.
brother tell me, another elder brother tell me, he's like, man, you did the world you know, a great service, you know. I didn't even think about it, you know, and then my father was locked down. You feel me? Same way as your father. So
And
we done all been through that shit.
I was gonna say, I think that's like a more so of a that's like something that just comes with the territory, as being like, you know, black and born in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like your dad probably was locked up. You know, now I say that honestly, I probably say the early 2000s too. You know, your dad probably was in prison or locked up. You know, and that kind of like I said, that kind of ties back into what I was saying, like, you know, eating with the family, having the mom eating with the son and the daughter is kind of different from having the mom and dad eat with the son and the daughter. Because the daughter might stay, but then the son like, I'm gonna go to my room. You know what I'm saying? Then what that build up to, all right, now I'm always going to my room. Now I'm playing video games and I just want to chill in my room and be online and talk in my room on the game and shit, to build up to like, now I got, weed in the room. That build up to now I got pills of lean in the room, So because the dad is absent, the dad not there, you know what I'm saying? And then ultimately what it does is leads up to, now I got a gun in the room. You know what I'm saying? So you want to kind of like beat that it's like the turtle in the hair race. You want to kind of like beat it to the punch. Like before it can succumb to that, you want to kind of like try to beat it to the punch. So that's why, I do what my dad never did, you know what I'm saying? Or the things that I really wish he would have. I do that for my daughters or whatever. So we're gonna get into we're gonna get into this or whatever. I ain't gonna prolong the show and be too sentimental and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and rock it out.
Sharpe versus Kwame Brown dominated the headlines, but today Shannon Sharpe is in the news and he's looking for somebody else. He's offering $50,000 for help. Here's the story from TMZ Sports. Our guy Shannon home was burglarized. $1 million.
Bro, nigga stole $1.2 million, and this nigga offering $50,000 for help.
In jewelry, watches, bags stolen. I hate it happened to you, Unc. Shannon Sharpe's home in LA was burglarized last week. Cops say the thieves made off with around $1 million in goods from the ex-NFL star's residence. Law enforcement tells TMZ Sports the break-in happened on May 19th between 7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. after Sharpe had left his place for a few hours in the early evening. We're told when Sharpe returned home after dinner with friends, he noticed something was not right, so he called the police. Shannon told the cops that he was missing expensive watches, jewelry, and some designer bags. According to law enforcement, there was no obvious sign of forced entry, and an investigation to the matter remains ongoing. No arrests have yet to be made, but make no mistake, Shannon wants the perpetrator held accountable. So much Sharpe has put up.
Them boys done got away, man. Them boys done got away, bro. All right, so what you was telling me to play, bro?
Hold on, my cousin was calling. No. I'm just saying.
Are you telling me to check? You're telling me to check out something?
Man, it was so much, man. You had went through so much, man, with the fam, man. That was love.
Facts. My fault. Yeah, you telling me to check out some Jabaz. I think you said his name is Malik. I think you said his name was Malik Jabaz or something like that.
Salim Muwakil, I think one of the brothers. No. Damn. It's so many different groups, bro. You feel me? Out here, Chicago. Damn.
All right, let's check this out. They say hold on, let's check this out. I want them to shut down the screen. Hold on. I was gonna pull up the actual the little Durk.
The Shine Poe case. The Shine Poe case.
I'll pull that up. But I was gonna pull up what I was gonna do was I was gonna pull up the little Durk album and play some of the songs. I was gonna play some of the songs, but that shit just came out, so I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to play that shit and get knocked out.
You don't want to get struck, yeah.
You want to knock out the screen for sure. And it was a pretty powerful screen, like, for the stuff that we was talking about, so I don't want to get knocked down. I'm gonna play a little bit of this right here. I'm gonna play a little bit of this right here when he was on here talking about the whole little NBA young boy little situation and stuff like that. We just gonna watch it and just rebut. But I do want to go back to that whole Queens flip thing. That kind of took me for a spin right there, because I'm not gonna lie, we were just talking about that the other day, and I was saying how Joe is like the work with Joe, that got to be like a toxic ass environment. You feel me? And I was like, man, Queens Flip probably gonna quit. He should have never went to the Pivot Podcast. I don't know what they call it now, the Pivot Podcast or something like that. They call it. Here it is right here. All right, so yeah. I was like, man, I don't know why he went there, but he went there. Like, man, that nigga gonna quit that shit soon. Lo and behold, that nigga said I quit through a tweet.
This is about the fate of all living
Oh, I gotta see that.
things.
That Transformer. Go see that with my babies.
Got this.
Come on, they going crazy with the commercials right now, man.
I've seen bigger legs on a turkey.
The full episode of this podcast can be seen for free. Click the link in the bio chat. Let's get it. By the way, while we're here clearing shit up,
Salute academics, man, for this content, man. Chat niggas in here.
Could you at least, you got to give me some clarity, right? Because I think you're like, have you played chess before or no?
I don't even know how to play chess.
But maybe mental chess. Because I think there's a lot of confused people that believe that somehow me and you co-opted or concocted some issue or a way to like use another artist, and I'll say the artist name, NBA Youngboy, for promo. And recently, I was just bombarded with, that's a guy who me and you before on the phone, we've talked one time.
Yeah.
Man, we've talked a lot of times, somebody who I felt I knew.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Doing this album promo, which I ain't even really promo yet. What type of promo did I say his name or get from him?
That's a good point. But I feel like he feels you're poking the bear.
You said he's. That's his problem.
What's y'all issue though? Like, because honestly, like, I feel like now it's so. I feel like I gotta be like, no disrespect. I obviously can't be Mr. Louis Farrakhan in terms of trying to solve something, but if it is something that could be ever solved,
I'm just reading. Go ahead, talk. I'm just reading.
If there's something that could ever be solved, or if there's something that you guys could ignore each other, because not everything can be solved.
And why don't we trust?
And that nigga be doing that shit. Hey, you feel like that nigga be doing that shit for the club? Hey, look, check this shit out, man. Let me show y'all some shit right quick, man. Just jumping around right quick, dog. These people crazy as hell out here, man. These people crazy as hell out here, dog.
The terrifying scare in the air when a man actually opened a plane door mid-flight. 12 passengers had to be rushed to the hospital after.
Bro, that boy trying to take out everybody, bro. That boy trying to take everybody out, cuz.
Landing. And Gio is back with the latest this morning. Good morning to you, Gio.
Look, they just sitting there. They got it in their seatbelts. You better not take that damn seatbelt off. Yo, I have to move out of here.
Good morning, Ken. Yeah, this was an Oceana Airlines plane with 194 people on board. And let's go ahead and go right to the video now because it's just unbelievable. Because police there in South Korea say a 33-year-old passenger opened the emergency exit door.
Put the fight on there from Midway Airport. Put the fight on there. They just showed that.
Oh yeah, there's a fight on there. All right, hold on. Put that right there.
Man, they boxing on you know how you get your bags in the terminal, bro.
Yeah.
These niggas boxing on the terminal, bro. In the shop, man. I said, man, god damn.
Oh, in Chicago? Oh man. Oh,
bro,
man.
they boxing on the baggage terminal, bro. They boxing.
Oh, it's going down. Oh yeah, it's going down. Yeah, you watching this? Let's do it.
Oh, with the goddamn shot clock.
Oh, that boy getting busy. Buddy in the white getting busy. Wait, hold on. How this shit popped off though?
Man, I don't even know, man. You see this shit, man? Watch this shit, bro.
2 people arrested. Hold on, I'm trying to run it back. Oh, it's white people and black people fighting.
Oh, with the goddamn shot clock.
Oh shit, that boy hitting the people. White boy getting busy right here too. Black dude. Yo, bro, that shit, hey, bro, this shit is a race war right here, cuz. It look like the white versus the black right now. I ain't gonna
Look at Buddy though. Look at Buddy in the all white. Buddy in the all white throwing haymakers.
Hey, I was gonna say you don't think that's a dyke though, because that nigga took off on the female. Look, he took off on the female out the gate. As soon as the white girl pushed the black girl, he took off on her out the gate. Like, what the hell is going on? Damn, they turned that bitch up.
Oh, with the goddamn chancla.
Yeah, he hit the girl with the tight. That boy trying to boom something. You know, like, homie with the green shirt, you get that ball on the face. Remember that jumping guy? Boys over there jumping his ass. With a book bag? You get his ass at work back there.
Oh, with the goddamn chancla.
Oh, that boy falling in. Hey, bro, you see Buddy with the white? That's a female. That boy falling in her shit. What? Bro, he just Superman.
And chancla. Hey, bro.
Damn, bro, nobody ain't catching a flight.
This is what I'm telling you. This is it on the baggage terminal, bro. Getting your bags, niggas getting knocked the fuck out.
Damn, boy, only in Chicago, bro. Meanwhile, in Chicago, ain't it? Sleep the skin on. Come on, man. Meanwhile, in Chicago. Homie with the book bag was trying to get busy though. They put the paws on. they jumped this big ass. Damn, dog, that shit is crazy. That's some wild shit.
Oh, with the goddamn chancla.
You not play that shit too much. That violence. Yeah, that was wild right there, man. I ain't gonna cap, man. Let me see. Let me take this off of there. Let's go to the world news and see what this dollar looking like, man. And also, I want to talk about these damn gun laws that's gonna pass in Florida, but I might use that for a whole nother show. I might come back live again and say guilty of war crimes, retired general. Retired general reacts to, I don't know what the hell this name is. The Penal Medical Families.
Well, you could look up Lawrence Wilkerson right now. He would tell you about the U.S. and Ukraine war. Lawrence Wilkerson.
Okay, let's look him up right now. Lawrence what? Wilkerson?
Lawrence Wilkerson. He would tell you about the Ukraine.
How you spell his last name? Oh, I see him right here. Yeah, Lawrence Wilkerson.
Yeah.
You said about the Ukraine war?
Yeah. You would go right down the next clip.
Oh, the next clip right here?
Is that last year or?
Yeah, this was last year. Yeah, this was last year.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it on playing.
This is from Colette. Colonel Wilkerson, any thoughts on how our policy toward Israel does or does not
He's a colonel. He's a fucking colonel.
benefit the United States?
Yeah.
Colette, another great question. Israel is probably a strategic liability of the first order for the United States. I'm hoping that getting rid of Netanyahu and at the same time getting rid of Kushner and Pompeo and Trump will alleviate the situation to the extent that we'll get a government in Israel, maybe, that will see how dangerous its future. I said the other day, Israel will not be a state in 20 years. It'll be gone. It certainly will not be a democracy. It'll be an apartheid state, and the world will just reject it, as they did South Africa. But I'm now saying it probably won't be a state. It'll be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and read the report of the Joint Chiefs of Staff when Truman was trying to decide whether or not to recognize Israel in 1947-48. and what to do about U.S. policy. Completely no came from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, based on the fact there were 400 some odd million Arabs and about at that time 3, maybe 4 million Israelis, and other things too. And God, how prescient that report was. Well, it's come true. They are a strategic liability now. The only strategic positive with regard to Israel is our relationship. That is to say, there are a lot of American Jews. And
they talking. I can't. They can't keep on hitting that J word. But they talking about Israel anyways. Hey, but do you know who owns Africa? Owns Africa?
You talking about the whole continent or just certain part?
Well, like just like as a whole.
Well, it's been split up over the years. I mean, when you look at geopolitical situations, the Horn of Africa. When you look up Djibouti, if you put up Djibouti and air bases in the Horn of Africa, you will see how many nations have military bases in the nation. Djibouti.
Yeah, because I was gonna pull that. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna pull that up too. Yeah, just remember his name. Hold his name. I'm gonna pull that up too because from my understanding, I thought that China, you know what I'm saying, was taking over Africa. I thought China owned Africa, but I think that China owns Jamaica, and I believe that France owns Africa. So
China owns a majority of Africa because they're building infrastructure. But that's why you've seen the visit by Kamala Harris when she went down to Zambia, and when she went to the Tanzania president, I forget her name, but she's the first. Well, she's one of the women presidents in Africa right now.
Be able to contribute
I'm listening
to the plastics industry and sustain.
Keep going, bro. I'm listening.
Ability by working to improve.
That's the reason that she went down there, because
Euro.
there's a war in the Sahel region. When you look at the Sahel region, that goes from Ethiopia all the way west back to Burkina Faso. When you look at Sierra Leone, that's why there's been so many military coup d'etats. And then you look at the situation right down there in the Sudan right now, as far as Somalia as well. Al-Shabaab, they had groups down there. They tearing up Africa right now. They're tearing up the women and children down there right now. And when you look at situations like we look out here in the West, it don't even compare. Ask the women and children down there right now.
Yeah, we privileged.
That's being tore up down there in Somalia. That's being tore up down there, holding their babies down there, holding 4 or 5 kids down there, getting tore up. You look at the situation down in Nigeria right now. It's I mean, I could go all day long when you deal with the Nigerian, with Africa, with the African continent.
The women really oppressed over there like that.
You say what?
I said the women really the women is like really oppressed over there like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kidnapping and trafficking and shit like that.
Absolutely. I mean, you can look at the Nigerian president right now. He has a heroin case right now out of Chicago, out of the Northern District of Chicago.
We're gonna look that up. We definitely gotta look that up after this for sure. That's right on time. That's on topic too. Right on time.
This is a banknote from Senegal. Here is another from Congo. They look nothing like each other, yet they are part of the same scheme, a scheme that pegs both currencies to the euro, a rate determined by the French treasury. The issue at stake is the apex of French policymaking, the CFA franc. Using it, France controls the monetary sovereignty of 14 nations, making up nearly 200 million people. These countries include Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal.
Then they own Senegal. Hey, look, they said that they own the sovereignty. They making capital off of the sovereignty of these nations.
Yeah, that's why they have so many. When you look at the Western nations, not to cut you off, young brother, when you look at any of the nations the last 20 years, the only nation outside of Africa that's had a coup d'etat was Malaysia. in the situation that it's been a continual
Bro, you can't.
instability.
Hey, E, now you can't be dropping no knowledge like that, bro. Just flying past it like he just like dropping these words, bro. These fly words, and don't explain them. So, what is the coup d'etat for the people that's listening?
Oh, my bad. For
sure.
How many people listening, bro?
Right now, I got 2 people listening right now. People in
Yeah,
and
it's all good. But a coup d'etat is when it's a military force that takes over a nation.
Okay.
So that's what a coup when you take over as a coup d'etat is when you take over a nation.
Oh, okay. I just
So
learned. Okay, I just learned something.
yeah, a coup d'etat is when you look at the last 20 nations over the last 15 to 20 years, your majority is going to be under that western coast of Africa. The only one outside of Africa is Malaysia. When you got the instability out there in Malaysia right now, when they put the female president, the United States, they put her under the arrest right now, her and her daughters. So
She under arrest?
yes, she's in prison right now.
For what?
Yeah, out in Malaysia.
For what?
They put her under arrest because they said that she was against the United States policies and NATO and different situations like that. So
We gotta get into that, man. We gotta get into that for sure.
yeah, so when you look at that's why the United States military is so dominant when you look at in the world history. There's never been another nation. That's why they dominate. It's like United States, but I don't want to put it to that small. It's like United States basketball. That's why the United States military, the Navy, that's why they control the South China Sea. That's why they control that Horn of Africa up there in Somalia and Ethiopia and Eritrea. That's why they control those ports because it's about infrastructure and about bringing goods in. That's why you would never see a military base ever again like that. That's why when you see the United States military show up with them Navy ships, that's what Captain Phillips was about. If you watch the movie Captain Phillips, and the Somalian pirates was going against them, it was more against the United States Navy.
I know
when
exactly. I know the history. I know the history that you're talking about, but I don't know the movie though.
Yeah. If you see Captain Phillips with Tom Cruise, you would see something about that. But besides that, a movie. But when you just look at geopolitical, that's why the United States. That's why they control the South China Sea. They control the borders of Russia. That's why they have NATO in play. Finland just joined NATO. That's why they control those nations, Poland, and giving them arms.
Let me play this right quick.
When those boot
A
missiles,
rate determined by the
Play this right quick.
French Treasury. The issue at stake is the apex of French policymaking, the CFA franc. Using it, France controls the monetary sovereignty of 14 nations, making up nearly 200 million people.
Okay, go ahead, brother. So France controls the sovereignty of 14 nations that make up 200 million people. But go ahead and bounce off of that like you was doing. Go ahead, continue, brother.
yeah, but the United States in the demographics of the United States is 330 million people just in the United States alone. So outside of that, there is no other country that has more military allies than the United States. The United States has over 70 allies. That's why they're able to control the seas. When you look at the South China Sea, that's what I'm trying to tell people sometimes. Look at world news. That's why they're in the South China Sea right now, on the Horn of Africa right now. That's why they're heavy. That's why they have bases in Djibouti,
Okay.
outside of Somalia.
Hold on. So slow down. So look, you said the U.S. has 300 million people, right? So this is France. This is not speaking about France. We don't even know how. I don't even know if you know how many people France got. I don't.
France has about 70 million residents.
70 million?
Yes.
All right. So That's 270, including what they have with these 14 sovereign nations that they control, right? And they control their finances, right? So if you control the money, you control the infrastructure, the armies, like the food, all that. So we can almost damn near about say that France control. We got to get more into the video, but we can almost damn near say that France control these countries.
No, but France, they control smaller countries.
Yeah, like these countries right here.
When you look at the top 3 nations in the world, India just surpassed China with over 1.4 billion people.
Yeah.
The United States is 330. Then you look at Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, and so on and so forth. So you won't see. I think a lot of people, they don't understand the population of the United States and the dominance of the United States. You don't have a country outside of the problem with when you deal with these Asian nations and these Eastern European nations. They don't have allies like the United States. That's why the United States is able to just creep. They just creep.
So when did you hear that that India surpassed China?
They just passed them last month.
Oh, just last month. Okay, so this probably got to be updated, but as of right now, it still has China at number 1 at 1.4 billion. India is at 1.3 billion.
Yeah, when you look at China's population, they're getting older and older.
This is the key. This is the key right here. Not to cut you off. This is the key though. It says yearly change. China's yearly change is at 39% because they keep on doing population control. They take the girl babies. If you got a girl baby, they take it from you. They only let you keep boys, and you can only have a certain amount of kids in China. All right, in India, right? Look at the yearly change, 99%. So they just keep growing. They keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they keep on.
They don't have a weaponry. Now, this was gonna be the game changer for you. Look at the military expense of India compared to the United States. Your yearly military expense.
All right, so you for the U.S.
Yes.
Okay, 870. All right, so almost 900 billion on defenses, and that was in 2022.
Now who is second?
Let's see.
Just say the world's military expenses. What militaries? The top 10 military expenses.
Probably gonna be the U.S. because we got more money, but and China right behind us. Yeah, we spend a lot, but I ain't gonna count. Like we spend a lot on our military, but at the same time, look, China's flying balloons over our head. We ain't even know it.
Every country does that. I mean, that's nothing.
Hell no, every country don't do that. We was highly upset about that because they flew through Canada before they even came over here, and Canada supposed to be an ally with us, so they're supposed to let us know. But Canada didn't even know that they flew through. You know what I'm saying? And then right after that, they flew another jet through. It was like a little jet the size of like a sports car. You know what I'm saying? Which had never been heard of before. So a lot of this shit that's on Google, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this shit that's on Google is kind of like it's perpetrated. It's put up there, but it says the United States has the largest military budget, spending $876.9 billion. All right, the next largest military spender is China, which spends $292 billion. Russia following China with a military budget of $86.4 billion. And India and Saudi Arabia round up the top 5 with budget.
It's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. Well, neither of them is not even close. But we got more money per capita. We got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That's what we spend a lot.
But we looking at. But you remember you said China had more people, right? That's the first thing people would say. Well, yeah, they got a population of 1.3 billion, but the United States has 330 million. But the fact of the matter is, your military can't bang. That's period, point blank. That's why the United States, they had naval ships all over in the South China Sea right now, and in the Horn of Africa.
This is why. This is why, bro. That's why. Russia has the most nuclear. Russia and us has the most nuclear warheads. That's why.
Right, over 6,000.
That's why. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but the reason why Russia is neutralized is because they are surrounded by NATO countries. So the United States, they
look.
don't need anybody
So
to
look.
neutralize them.
So look. Do you understand what this is right here? You understand what this is, right?
You talking about bricks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something that's outside the United States right now. I mean,
Correct. All right. So look. So check it out. So look.
it's not a fear.
No, but listen, but look. This is why the whole dollar changing and all the other stuff happened because Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia and their allies just came to the truth so they can take the same dollar, so they can take the yuan, right? So now with this happening, what that means is they're allied with BRICS. BRIC has Russia in it, which Russia is in allies with Taiwan, right? I mean with China. China's trying to take over Taiwan, right? They're trying to get over there and get to Taiwan so they can get in position to have those nuclear warheads. You know what I'm saying? So they can take over that position to have those nuclear warheads. If they do get that position, right, that's what we're trying to fight off. But if they do get that position, they'll be damn near almost in direct striking point of the U.S. Right? So if we get in their way, we're pretty much in direct striking point to be hit by a nuke. Right? That's if it ever came down to that. So right now, go ahead.
The United States is not at a fear of a nuclear attack. China, people they don't understand. China is 6,000 miles away from the mainland of the United States. The reason why the United States is such a geographic unique location is because you're surrounded by two seas and you have two neighbors that's not at opposition with you. You had a Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean, and you also have Mexico and Canada. Mexico and Canada, they wouldn't dare try to oppose the United States. And you had a Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean on both sides of you. That's why the United States, that's why they continue to just creeping on China. And I'm not saying it's fair, but it's just the facts, brother. It's just the facts. It's like Ray Lewis coming to your backyard every day. Ray Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens every day. You ain't gonna bang against that.
These are facts, though. What I'm saying is this right here. Look, this is what I'm saying right here. So, I put what would happen if China invades hold on. What will happen if China invaded Taiwan? Right? It'll fix it for me. It'll be all right. Because what they want is the position. It's not necessarily what's really necessarily over there. You get what I'm saying? They just want the position. Because if they get that position, India, which is with BRIC, already has another position to where they can shut the whole U.S. out. You can't come from the bottom, nor can you come from the top, and you in striking range. You know what I'm saying? This shit is really chess. It's chess, not checkers. So that's why I kind of think that like even with this whole thing, look, let me show you something. Hold on. Let me stop sharing this right quick. Let me actually share this. Smaller. But yeah, man, that shit is a real big issue, all right. So
There's nothing to argue about, brother.
True. All right. Let's see. I'll play this one right here. Get that commercial off of it. All right, let me show this.
In the summer of 1995, China sent a bunch of its troops to the province of Fujian. They then started testing missiles and putting it on TV. They then started running highly publicized combat exercises, very similar to what it would look like to cross this 130-kilometer wide strait to invade the island of Taiwan, a place that China doesn't think is a real country, but rather a part of China itself.
Who was that, Johnny Harris?
Province in an unfinished civil war.
Another round of Chinese.
Oh, I actually don't even know.
Yeah, that's Johnny Harris.
Your time.
You said that's Johnny Harris?
Yeah, it's Johnny Harris.
Taiwan has the U.S. and other nations concerned.
China did all this saber rattling because Taiwan's president had asked for a visa to visit the United States, and the U.S. Congress voted to give it to him, defying Beijing and undermining China's claim to Taiwan. Oh, and Taiwan was holding their first democratic election.
These are the first free elections of a Chinese leader in 5,000
China
years.
announced Friday that it would start the new military exercises less than a week before Taiwan's presidential election.
That difference.
Get to the point, kind of somewhere.
Is really important if we want to think about what war looks like in this region. Things have changed. Bill Clinton can't just send a bunch of naval ships to the Taiwan Strait and expect China to back down. We're living in a different era. The biggest difference is that China's military has become way more powerful in the last 20 years. Add to that their zeal for taking over Taiwan to reunite it with mainland China has grown immensely every year since. The reason I'm telling you this story and showing you the difference between how China reacted in the 90s and how it reacted last fall is because that difference is really important if we want to think about what war looks like in this region. I've been talking to military experts. I've been diving deep into military reports and writings from the Chinese military itself to try to understand what war with Taiwan would look like. It's something that is becoming more likely year by year. So what's to follow is my best attempt at understanding what war in the Taiwan Strait looks like. A war that drags in the United States and its allies. War is impossible to predict, and so we don't know for sure. But what I hope we can do here is look at a scenario and learn how.
Hey, this to your point though, brother. This to your point.
In the early 90s, left the United States as the sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capabilities, and power projection across the globe. In this video, we'll take a look at the 5 top reasons why you wouldn't want to go against the US military establishment.
They let that shit be known.
United States Air Force is the strongest in the world.
What's $800 billion put behind this shit, boy?
Not only in the number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service, including the US Navy, US Army, Coast Guard, and the US Marines. As of 2017, the US Air Force alone has a fleet of over 5,300 aircraft, 406 intercontinental ballistic missiles, and 170 military satellites, greater than any other country in the world. The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable by the radar defense systems of most countries in the world. Stealth aircraft include air superiority fighters such as the F-22 Raptor.
What you say, brother?
I said, that's ugly, ain't it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That shit is ugly though.
That shit ugly, family. family. They say the niggas got untrackable shit.
Hey, look though. So tell me how the fuck the balloon get over here though, bro?
No, that shit was a game, but I'm just trying to fit.
But
look, with all the conspiracy theories, because I know a lot of times our people we get into the Black Power shit, bro. Just replay that last 30 seconds, bro. That shit untrackable, G.
Yeah, but
untrackable, G.
That type of technology, bro. You gotta be mindful about that shit.
Man, man, China, man, ain't no problem, G.
Listen,
man,
look,
we ride down on them with no problem.
A lot of this shit that's being created, bro, is being created by a lot of fucking, foreigners, bro. People with goddamn green cards and visas. It's not being created by people that was born over here. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say that these people aren't spies as well? That's one thought. Two, and not to be on no conspiracy shit, because conspiracy theories is just something that it just means that it's a thought, but it's not proven yet. You know what I'm saying? But most nowadays, like what you can't say like shit is conspiracy, because look at the whole Young Thug case. Look at what's going on in our government right now. That's happening right before our eyes. I'll show you a video where they had Joe Biden with a whole mask on, dog. Like this shit is wild out here. So I don't. It's nothing new up under the sun. And for me, honestly, in this world, it's nothing too far fetched. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, as far as just a military capability, we ain't got to go into that. Then, military capability, people they don't understand how deep the United States is, bro.
Yeah. From a now, I can't agree with you. They do spend a lot of money on that shit, but like, I mean, just playing devil's advocate, because that's what the show is about. Like, if I agree with you, then it wouldn't be no show. So, when you think about like, if you got a jug, if I'm giving it to you for 5, you my peoples, I'm giving it to you for 5, but I'm charging the other niggas 40, 50 a pop. Does that make them smarter? Does that mean that they shit stronger? That shit hitting harder? Or does that make them a goop? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta kind of just ask yourself that as well. Like I don't think necessarily just because they spend more money, their military is more powerful. They do spend a lot of money on this shit. Now, also another thing that stood out to me is I don't think that they're the only ones with this type of technology. If y'all got invisible goddamn flying jets and shit like that with technology, I can almost guarantee you that people over there in Dubai got the same shit, man. Look at their cities over there. You know what I'm saying? They cities is way more advanced than our cities. You feel me? And then some of the shit that we got over here. Look at what I'm gonna pull up a video of what China is projected to be in 2030. Like how the cities look and shit like that. The landscape. We do spend a lot of money on our infantry, like our arsenals. But I think that they got some, like they are enemies, but they're not gonna tell us, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna tell us that they got that shit over there, but I'm gonna rewind in 30 seconds. We're gonna see it. Let's get it.
World. The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable by the radar defense systems of most countries in the world. Some of these stealth aircraft include air superiority fighters, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, heavy bombers, such as the B-2 Spirit. In fact, the United States pioneered this technology in the 1980s with the introduction of the F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft. Stealth aircraft are designed to avoid detection using a variety of technologies that reduce radar reflection from ground, sea, or air-based radar antennas, thereby reducing its radar cross-section, or RCS. This revolutionary technology allows a fifth-generation aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor, with a max takeoff weight of 83,500 pounds, to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee. What's more insane is that the massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor. Thus, it becomes extremely difficult to track stealth aircraft. Even if the enemy spots them on their radar scopes, it's a whole other story to successfully track them and register a missile kill. The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20, and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future, and we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war. The next reason.
So they just said that they got some shit like that too, but it just might not be on that level. They might have
That goes into your missile defense system. That goes into the Buk system that Russia has been using out there in the Ukraine. That Buk system is outdated. It goes into a BUK system.
Yeah, that is true because I've been hearing that they've been using like drones, so that could be true. Because they're trying to fly undetected, so they've been like using like stuff like drones that's probably like gonna pop up on the radar small, like a bumblebee, like he said. You know, so they've been using like just regular like DJI drones, like to strap bombs to them and like looking on the little shit like a regular person like droning and bombing motherfuckers with them shit. That's crazy. But yeah, let's get it.
The reason why any country going to war with the US military should think twice is because of the strength of the US Navy and its dominance over the world's ocean, especially the Navy's supercarriers. The US Navy currently operates 11 nuclear-powered Nimitz-class supercarriers, which is the largest aircraft carrier fleet in the world. The only Navy that can come close in terms of technological advancement is probably the
If you have a passion
for Russia, man. I'm telling you, Russia got that shit, boy. And they fighters, bro. You never see the movie 300, man. I'm telling you.
It ain't even close to the United States.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap. No, I ain't gonna go against my country because one thing about it, I ain't gonna cap. Shit, if they coming over here to kill, but they coming over here to kill. That includes me and my family and my people that I love. So, bitch, I'm picking up arms too. I'm going to war too with the family. You know what I'm saying? With the tribe. Well, goddamn it, I'm just saying, it is like, damn, we really that strong over here? I guess sometimes you don't know your power. Let's go.
Let's do it. I just kind of went for it, and I'm here now.
With over 68,000 average.
Royal Navy of the United Kingdom, but they only have 2 operational carriers. The Nimitz class of carriers has a displacement of over 100,000 tons and can carry a complement of up to 70 aircraft. They're literally a floating small town in the ocean with its own airport. The Nimitz-class carriers in themselves are extremely potent offensive weapons, but the way they operate in what is called the carrier strike groups makes these ships even more deadly. A carrier seldom deploys alone. There are always a fleet of surface and underwater assets surrounding them and forming a strike group. These include guided missile cruisers, a destroyer squadron, attack submarines, and other support vessels. Together, they project the power of the carrier and at the center of the group forward towards the enemy. While the carrier is carrying out its offensive role with the...
That's what that boy Antoine Fisher was on the Navy. That boy's in the Navy on the boat. Them boys that be on them boats though on the Navy, bro, I ain't gonna count. They be around. I think that the girls got to be on separate boats from the males. So the majority of your time is spent with a man. You know what I'm saying? And them boys be on some funny style stuff. Them boys that be on them boats. The military a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Military, Navy SEALs probably a little bit different. But I mean, not Navy SEALs because that still is the Navy. But the military, the Army, probably a little bit different because you're able to interact. You know what I'm saying? Right here, you just stuck out in the middle of nowhere with, a bunch of glizzies.
Use of its air wing, the other ships are responsible to protect its flanks against any enemy attack. This combination of offensive and defensive strategy makes the US carrier strike group almost impenetrable. The United States Navy maintains 9 such carrier strike groups, 8 of which are based in the United States and 1 that's forward deployed to Japan. For over 50 years, this has been the principal element of US power protection, and the Nimitz class of supercarriers are at the center of it all. Despite this, the US is currently in the process of developing a new class of carriers called the Gerald R. Ford class, intended to replace the Nimitz class ships. This new supercarrier will be even more technologically advanced and is expected to continue US dominance of the oceans well into the late 21st century. The third reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is their massive stockpile of nuclear and conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. The ICBM plays the role of the land leg in the US nuclear triad, along with the Trident submarine-launched ballistic missile, SLBM, and nuclear warheads carried on long-range strategic bombers. ICBMs are launched from ground-based missile silos, achieving high suborbital spaceflight, approximately.
Hold on. Let me share this right quick.
Hey man, you on one, bro. I ain't mean to be on here this long with you, bro.
You right, you rocking out. Yeah, you rocking out. Hold on. All right, so look, this right here, these are all the countries that defeated the US, but I don't know how long ago. I'm guessing they're gonna tell us, but what I typed in was who could possibly beat the US. Right now, I ain't gonna lie. With all of that shit that they saying, it don't seem like nobody can really beat us, but we do want to see the opponents though. Let's go. What the hell are you playing this damn music, man? Hold on, turn the music off. Oh, Afghanistan, Vietnam, the countries that have defeated the U.S. in war: United Kingdom, Canada, Afghanistan, and Vietnam. All right, bet. So I just wanted to see that right quick. I just wanted to see that. The U.S. versus the world. The United States versus the world. Okay, United States versus the world. Who will win? Military army comparison. All right, that'll be a whole nother topic. Let's get back to what we was watching.
1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds. The US military currently operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota. The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM that is currently operational in the US. The Minuteman III family of ICBMs were first developed in the 1960s as a response to the Soviet nuclear threat. Throughout the Cold War and beyond, these missiles have undergone constant modernization. In the last decade alone, the US military has undertaken $7 billion worth of upgrades. The rocket propulsion engines, the propellants used, the guidance system, and even the flight control surfaces have all been refurbished. The upgraded missiles are completely different from its 1960s counterparts, except for the shell.
Okay, all right, man. We get it. I'm gonna close it out, Bizzle. But just before I do, you know what I'm saying? I gotta end it with some Static Shock knowledge. Let's watch this one right here before we close off. He was going for a little minute though. I ain't no cap.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's close this one out right here with that.
Whoa, come on, slow down.
It's May 4th, 2002.
Nobody cares about me. Whoa, come on, slow down. I care. I know what you've gone through. How could you know? I lost my mom too. I know how hard it is. How the pain never really goes away.
Those families, all happy and warm in their homes, they have no idea how it is out here. When you're homeless, people look right through you. It's like you're not even there.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that.
I thought when I got these powers, things would get better for me.
Hey, I'm gonna get off of here, bro.
I'm more alone now than ever.
There we go, man. We're closing it out, man. For sure, man. 2-hour show, man. It was pretty good, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Love you all, man. Peace and blessings to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you ain't already subscribed, man, sub up, whatever. I appreciate y'all watching. I was supposed to get back to the Queens flip thing. I know. Maybe might get back to it later on. I'm gonna go get me a bite to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me some drink and count me off like but I appreciate you guys coming through, man. It was a wonderful show. Glad to have you in. Me and my boy Bizzle came through. Salute. It was always a pleasure to have a brother come in here, man, and pop that game, pop that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Drop some jewels on everybody as well as myself. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Next time y'all catch the show, maybe drop something in the comment section. We just did like a little free for all. I wasn't even able to get to the review for the whole Durk thing or whatever because I couldn't play the music. So I heard the albums. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was fly that he and this is my summary for everything, but just being that I wasn't able to get to it. I thought it was fly that he had Kodak on the album. I thought it was fly that him and Kodak is doing a tour together. That's a big move right there, power move. Merging up fan bases and stuff like that. I thought it was dope that he mentioned T Grizzly, and T Grizzly on the tour with him and Kodak. That's just like that's player, man. You know what I'm saying? Young black kings, man, young black brothers, man, making successful and power business moves. And I like to see that, So salute to that brother. We're gonna end up the show on that note, man, with that last little Static Shock. It's one of my favorite cartoons, one of my favorite shows. We're gonna end it out on that note. I appreciate everybody that came to watch, man, once again. For the people that didn't see, hopefully you can watch it next time. I might come back later on and talk about some more of this stuff, but Kwame Brown showed his ass on Shannon Sharpe, man. Shannon Sharpe, gotta tighten down, man. You gotta stop cooning and clowning, brother. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to the tribe, man. Like, share, and subscribe on Mr. Telescope. And you are now watching the Telescope channel. But always remember, man, they said it. Now we speaking on it. You know what I'm saying?